What is up, guys? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. It's been like technically 3 weeks since I've been able to actually talk to the chat. The 2 weeks ago was like very difficult to talk to people and answer questions because I'm not used to actually having a second person on a stream. So it's kind of difficult to like interact with people at the same time. And I know I missed a whole bunch of questions, so I super apologize. hopefully I can make up for lost time this time around. So if anybody had any questions that weren't answered then, let me know and we can answer it now. So what's going on, Liquor? NEC, what's going on, No Earthly? Here way too early. Aaron, what's going on? Rolantis, Earthly, wait, Earthly. NEC, for some reason I thought, wait, I'm getting backwards. Batches, what's going on? What's going on, Nagisa? You were letting in your inner tsundere out. It's okay. No, I wasn't like doing that on purpose or anything. Humph. I don't know. I've been reading so much tsundere over the last like couple days. It's not even funny. So, with the recent chapters of Mushoku, lots of tsundere up in there. Google gets confused on nicknames and YouTube is stupid. Is that what happened? Okay, you totally had me like, what's going on here? About to read the last volume of Silent Voice. Nice, super good. And yes, technically, there's an extra scene I believe in the manga, which was really good. And I was kind of disappointed that it wasn't in the actual movie. So yeah, but yeah, today's stream is going to tackle everything. Well, not everything, because some things did not get licensed and some things I refuse to watch, and I'll get into them as I get into them. But I've pretty much watched everything, so I can give my tier list on all the shows. There's 72 that I pulled in here, and like I said, there's probably about 5 or so that I didn't touch, so, or that I haven't caught up on yet. Haven't seen the movie, so I'll see what's up. All right, yeah, and I recommend watching the movie. If you enjoyed the manga, please go watch the movie. Either way, watch the movie. The movie was really fantastic. So, can I fix my chat? My chat is like slightly too small, and it's driving me crazy. Why is chat small? Why are you small, chat? I can't fix it. Maybe if I close it. Let me try to close it. Because I don't want to have to use my other screen to see the chat. It's driving me crazy. Here. Chat. That didn't fix it. Oh my gosh, dude. Maybe if I Control T it or something. Now it won't go into the stupid OBS. Son of a... There it goes. Okay, there it goes. I don't know. If I go offline, you know what happened. And it's Sabanasu's fault. Yeah, it's not working. OBS, you suck. I'm gonna have to use the other window. It's fine. I just gotta move everything over. Move this over here. And then scroll down. I'm doing it live. We're doing it live. I just can't see. I can't see. Okay, I can see both of them now. Alright, cool. There we go. Yeah, I did Control Shift plus and Control Shift negative. So, I think yeah. No, I never mind. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. I'm going to be an anime only for Mushoku Tensei since Tensei is getting a full adaptation, and then read the light novel. That's gonna be a long time. That's gonna be a really long time. I mean, if they're covering like six volumes-esque per season, that's gonna mean you're looking at least, and it's taken about 2 years per season, right? No, it would be 3 years per season. So 3 times, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5-ish? That's like 8 years. No, that's, if it's 3 years, that's like, shoot. You're gonna be like way up in like 2039 before it finishes or something. So, if you're okay about waiting till 2039 to see the ending, go for it. I think that was partly why I decided to go through the entire novel series. Like, I'm not going to wait that long to get this whole story. And plus, I'm too afraid of spoilers that I'm trying to finish it up. So, It'd be better if you join us. It'd be better if you start reading along with us. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to read too much because Andrew's super slow at getting them out. I'm like doing, 2 or 3 chapters per week, so it's not too difficult to keep up with me. Or you'll be like everybody else that you'll get to a certain point, you'll just keep reading, and then you'll finish it, and then you'll look at Andrew and go, hurry up. But yeah, no anime dad jokes from me tonight. I'm not here again. You're not gonna do none? Really? That's sad. It's good to see you, Genghis. Hope you're doing well. Kuma is my current number 1 for the season. That's sad because it's delayed. Did they say when they're gonna rebroadcast it? I don't know if they've said yet if they're gonna restart it and then continue on, or if they're done for the season. Indefinite, I mean. Kubo is adorable. She's great. I really do like her. She's like a more grown-up Takagi-san. Thought they said April for Kubo. Could be wrong. So they are basically pushing off to the next season. Again, that's 6 shows. Andrew was right. At least 6 shows would be delayed. I was right. I hate to be right, but I was right. Now, I'm curious if we'll hit 10 by the end of the season. But I think everything's kind of getting started. Typically, you'll see delays start early in the series, like within the first month. It's very rare that you'll get a show that will kind of delay halfway through it. And then you have a lot of shows that will get like down to its last few episodes and they'll delay into the next season. So it used to be only shows would get delayed around the 10th episode because they started too late. They didn't schedule things properly. And with each episode, they got closer and closer to the broadcast date until they get to the end of the season. And suddenly it's like, we can't meet the broadcast date. And then they delay it. So Atake, how do you like hardcore so far? Hardcore. Hardcore what? Maybe they'll drop Mushoku Tensei and we'll be just making onimai for 15 years. No, the last stream we had my prediction last stream was that they would they're gonna obviously going forward, Bind is probably gonna be doing Mushoku one year, and they're basically going back and forth between producing 2 different shows. They're always going to go back to Mushoku. They have A team that's working on Mushoku at all times, but they have a B team now that's working on other shows. And my prediction was that we haven't had a studio announced for Spice and Wolf yet, and it would be when I was trying to think of a show that Mushoku would work really good in, of course I thought of the fields and stuff, the beautiful fields in Mushoku, and I'm like, Spice and Wolf. If they're gonna do a Spice and Wolf, I would love a full adaptation of Spice and Wolf and just go back and forth. Mushoku, Spice and Wolf, Mushoku. Oh, High Card, I'm really enjoying it, but I'll get my ranking in a minute. I'm fine if they take their time. Yeah, I don't want them to rush Mushoku. I have the novels now, so I'll just read the novels. Plus, it's free content. I was really happy that when I started the new anime, or the not adapted stuff yet, that people were supporting it. So Mushoku is Attack on Titan for me. It's so good being an anime only because I only know about the characters growing up and not the story. Because I only know about the characters grown up and not the story. You have to rephrase that. I'm not understanding. Are you going to over the ones you refuse to watch first? I guess I can get those out of the way. Flagia, I decided not going to watch because I don't like supporting pretty boy shows because it means that I'm still reeling from Troika. And I think Unite Up was delayed. I don't want to support anything that's a pretty boy show because I don't want another Troika where it's a studio that I really enjoy, but then the pretty boy stuff makes them no longer do anything but pretty boy stuff. Like there is one in here, Idolish, which again is Troika not doing anything but pretty boys, so it sucks. Plus it's not going for me. Same with Unite Up, which that's the Cloverworks one, which really bugs me. Pretty boys do sell, yeah. They do have a broader audience. There is a very significant female audience, and they're definitely trying to capture it. Hey, Cosmokes, how's it going? Morgan, how's it going? I wish I got to Dance Dancier Season 2 instead of all this. Dude, I swear, dude, the way that Dance Dancier drops off really bugs me. I really wish they would actually do more. So, but that's not It's not typically, these aren't, I might like peruse these and check them out eventually, especially, what is this one? I forgot the name, because I heard it has a decent kick in the first episode, so I might eventually watch it. I haven't watched The Pharaohs. Bungo Stray Dogs, I still need to watch season 3. It's not that I'm not going to watch it, I will get to it eventually. This is just dropped on Netflix, I haven't watched it yet. I'm not a Yamamushi PETA person, so I'm not watching that. What else? Yeah, Card Fight, not watching. Not watching Vampire Dies in No Time. I hated the first season. You know, when Idol Anime comes, they say they sometimes being released as a gacha games or just drawing female audience, just like boy band Korean, for real. Not typically. What they're typically banking on is like stage performances and music albums, radio talk shows, that kind of stuff. That stuff sells like crazy, So that's why I said it doesn't shock me that, because I mean, especially the boy band stuff, stage plays are massive bank. They sell those tickets for insane amounts of money. It's like Western rock concerts and stuff. They just book them like crazy. Try to watch the Vampire anime, 2 episodes, and I noped out. I think I got like 2 episodes in it. It had some funny moments in the first 2 episodes, but then I realized it was just kind of repeating itself. I haven't watched KJ. I don't even know where it's at. I've watched a little bit of this. I haven't watched the 2nd season of House Husband, but I will. I really do like it, even though I hate the studio for what they do with it. Orphan Stabber, I'm just gonna put it in trash. Like, I've watched enough of the first season that I could put that one in trash. I haven't watched, I think that's Precure. I haven't watched the Pokemon. What else? Not watching the Love Live. It's Nijigasaki, and I didn't enjoy Nijigasaki. I'm not watching Agretsuko. And what else? I've watched enough of the first season of this, called trash. Not watching D4DJ. This one, I haven't even seen it. Has anybody seen this anywhere? I don't think anybody licensed it. I might just go search it elsewhere just to check it out, because I'm sort of interested. It's like there's a side of me that's like, I kind of want to watch that. But you watched TOC and Tales of Cold Steel. Okay. I kind of assumed that's what you were saying. I had to like piece it out. No, I have not. I started the first game, and I don't want to watch it because I'm afraid of spoilers. So I've decided not to watch it. I'm sure it's probably not spoilers because it's supposed to be some side war that happened on the side, but I don't want to possibly see something referenced in the actual story and then get spoiled. So I'm just gonna wait until I play the game, and then I'll go back and watch it. Because it is one of those ones, yeah, it's thinning out. There's quite a bit that I either have not watched the first season, I refuse to watch the first season completely, or it hasn't aired, or I don't have it available. No. I think that's everything. No. Oh, no, not that one. This one. Haven't watched... I need to watch Serenade so bad. I've only really watched like one segment of this, so I'm not gonna rate that one either. This, I don't even know if it's aired yet. I'm not watching this. I do want to go back and watch it though. Serenade Season 2 is better than the first one. That's good to hear. I enjoyed the first season. I haven't checked out the second. Okay, back up. I watched the first season. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like the later parts of it. And so I'm hoping with the second season, now that later part is kind of resolved, my hope is that it'll go back to stuff that I'm enjoying. So I'll definitely be checking it out. For some reason, it completely slipped my mind. So far, so good. Good. Its trails, the Cold Steel arc on seems too long to be Mary Sue Central. Does anime do that? I don't think anime usually do that. Well, yeah, they do. Never mind. Dumb comment. Is that it? I haven't watched this yet. I need to, though. Haven't watched this yet. Okay, so I just thinned down a lot of this. I think that's good. We'll probably run into some other ones later. It's only like 44 animated rank now, right? Fire Hunter. Let's start with Fire Hunter. This one's probably the hardest one for me to rank, just because I really love what it's doing world-wise, but the third episode didn't really give me too much promise. And sadly, its animation... I honestly don't know what they're doing with their animation. Like, I almost want to say that they are trying to be artistic, but at the same time, it's not good. Like, it's really funky. Like, I know that they probably are trying to make the actual creatures very foreign to the art style of the world itself. Like, it's super stylized. Yeah, it's super stylized. It's super loose looking. It almost looks foreign to the world. But then whenever it comes to them interacting with the people or the action of, like, the wolves and stuff, it all looks really funky. And so I don't know why they're doing that. Like, it doesn't look good. Like, I was giving them a pass for, like, the still shots that were, like, super sketchy and artsy, but it doesn't look good. So I'm really struggling with it right now. Good start, but not going good enough to go higher for you yet. Only watched about 20 anime in this season. To be honest, I'm only watching like 2 shows this season. I don't blame anybody for not watching too much. Plus, this season's like super packed with a lot of, like, each week I'm only looking forward to like maybe 5 shows. Like this season, despite having a lot of stuff, there's not a lot of knockouts. You like the writers? What else has the writer done? It's based off a novel. Unless you talk about the directors. Yeah, and that's the other thing. The directors are like veterans. So I would hope that it'd be good. I'm going to put it in B for now. I think B's good for right now. I hope that it gets better. I think the first episode was insane. Like, if you asked me after the first episode, I would say S. But the following episodes just started to really make me question really the presentation, not really necessarily the story, just the presentation. Hey TPC, the only thing I'm watching this season is Moshoko Mondays. Just set your calendars, man. Set your calendars. Fire Hunter brought me back to after episode 3. Oh, that's good. I'm watching 16, but want to drop out half of them. Yeah, I'm actually considering this season more than ever to really kind of dial back a lot of stuff. I might like binge stuff later on and review them and whatnot, but I don't think I'm going to keep up with a lot of this stuff on a weekly basis. Unless people say, hey, like, holy crap, this show just did this. You got to go check it out. Getting past the not watch is kind of a journey. I could probably make it smaller. That makes it a little easier. Imminence and Shadow. It's getting better. This core has been getting better. I just can't shake the fact that I only really like half of the show. Like, I legit, I think in the end of the day, I only like half of the show. Half of it's just kind of just way too many repeated jokes. Like, this episode today kind of finally broke me a little bit in regards to repetitive jokes. Like, the whole thing with the friend where he's like always betting on things and losing money. I'm like, why is this guy's only joke? Like, I understand what they were doing with that scene, but I don't know. I really don't know with the show anymore. It's kind of one of those shows that I enjoy watching it, but I don't think it's a great show to me. Like, I still cover it on a weekly basis because people still care about my opinion on it, which is shocking. Like, early on, people were getting really angry because I didn't like it as much as them, but they still kind of liked my impressions on it, so I kept doing it. But it is kind of one of those shows where I don't know in the end if I really do like it. But yeah, this core is a lot better than the first core. Core is good for the world, but I still can't shake my head. MC is just too bit mid, to be honest. Yeah, and that's like I said, Sid's kind of a one-note character in the end. He's very one-note. I think every character in that show, besides some of the female cast, is super one-note. Yeah, the whole background character thing. Like, every time he starts bringing up that he wants to be a background character, it's like, I don't care. Like, you're the worst background character. I've always said that. He's the worst background character ever. Oh, yeah. Like, in any case, light novel's gonna be better. I have Crunchyroll and only probably do about 2 or 3 shows a day. 2 or 3 shows are good. That's like 21 shows. Almost. I'm like trying to, yeah, it's the same thing. I'm like, I'm trying to just hear this. And that was the joke. I know that was the joke. But yeah, it's like, I'm trying to see what's happening here. And this guy's screaming. Kirito is screaming in the background about losing money. Yeah, early on, I thought Sid would be like, Ainz. He felt very Ainz, where he just kind of goes with the flow of the girls. So the girls say, oh my gosh, this thing's happening. And he goes, oh yeah, I knew that. And then they kind of go, oh my gosh, he knew it. And so it just kind of goes along with it. I do this. What is this? Apparently I'm already limited in ads. YouTube got mad at me already. I don't know what I did. I didn't think I did anything, but apparently YouTube's mad at me. It's funny because I'm Seka. Him and Saika are both trying to be background characters. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at C for now. I know that's gonna upset some people, but I think in the end, it's B. I'm gonna put it B. I'm probably gonna have more stuff that's gonna go in C, so I think that's fine. Do you watch anime sped up? Excuse me. No. There are some like older shows, especially like when I watched Gundam, the original Gundam, I sped it up. There's some throwaway shows that are on High Dive that I'll do like 2-speed, but I'm not that good at reading subtitles. I'm not that good at reading subtitles, so I'm too afraid of losing context if I speed it up. So I do sometimes, but not much. So I have not caught up on this one yet. It's fine. I'll put it in B. Still find it interesting that Shadow only has 20 episodes for its run. Usually don't see that number. I like it, actually. Whenever I see a show that's not a 12, 13 slash 24, 26, I actually like it. Because that makes me understand that they know what they need to do to cover the story, and they're not going to have to pad it out. The man that's his job is reading anime. It's watching anime. Is can't read subs. I'll be done. Like, the moment that I have problems reading subtitles, I'm done. I know you're joking. Like I'm like really good with criticisms. Like, you could be serious and I wouldn't care. I've been on the internet too long. The only anime that I see with 20 episodes is To Your Eternity season 1. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like Mushoku Tensei was 11 episodes for its first season. 8 episodes for Arc Knights. It's becoming more common, and I like it because I don't want them to pad out shows. It's because that's the worst. That's what Bleach episodes are for. So high card. Yeah, let's do high card. I haven't watched the recent episode with the Kakaguri lady, and I'm really afraid of the Kakaguri lady. So, Earthly told me that she's okay. So, I'm not going to be too afraid of her. But, what I've watched so far, I'm enjoying it. Hopefully Kakagururi Lady doesn't make me hate the show, because I do like Kakagururi, don't get me wrong, and it's the writer, obviously, but I don't like derpy faces. I've never liked derpy faces. I'll never like derpy faces. So my hope is that she's not too much. My hope is that she's not too much. I had a conversation with Earthly, and I'm like, the moment that I seen that face in the ED, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is totally Kakagururi. It is Kakagururi. I totally forgot. That episode should be on 10 times speed for me. Oh man. Derpy rocks. No. I can't do it. I can't take it seriously. What's a I've coined the term derpy face a long time ago. It's probably there's probably better descriptions out there. I've just stuck on derpy. It's just a face that's like herpaderp. Like it just looks dumb. If you've ever watched Kakagururi or seen any artwork Kakagururi, it's basically the Aho face. It's like the girl that's superly like she just did that. Like she got so happy that she achieved that. I don't know how to say it YouTube friendly. She got super excited. It's that kind of face. It's just it totally puts me off. I hate it. She's not grabbing herself, etc. At least. Well, the Kakagururi lady didn't either, but she got super excited about betting and stuff. I would say it's toned down a bit. Good. Hopefully. We'll see. Vinland Saga. This is another one like Fire Hunter that I'm question mark on. But derby face is my fetish. I'm not against people liking it. It's fine. It's just anyways, Vinland Saga. I love this story. So for people that don't know about me and my thoughts on Vinland Saga, the first season, for a majority of the first part of it, I wasn't happy with it. And that was mainly around the fact that I got so sick of Thorfinn. He's super annoying. Like most of the story was just him wanting to get revenge. And I got sick of it after a while. But I kept with it because the setting, the visuals, and everything, the directing was so perfect. And then later on in the first season, I fell in love with everything around essentially the overall story, which I really liked. So I was really excited to get into the second season, hoping that we'd start getting that stuff again. The problem with the second season is they're dragging things out way too much. It's not the dialogue. I'm fine with the dialogue. I like the story they're telling. But when you go through an episode and it feels like nothing has happened, and there hasn't been much dialogue, it's just mostly just shots of areas, like atmosphere shots, that's where I'm getting frustrated. Like, it feels like they're trying to drag this story out. It's like to the argument we were making earlier about... What are we talking about? Episode count. It almost feels like they're trying to they're trying to follow one arc with this second season, and they're trying to stretch out certain scenes so that they can make a full core. That's what this season feels like right now. The story is incredible. The writing's incredible. The dialogue's incredible. This recent episode was incredible. But they're really dragging out atmosphere shots. And you can atmosphere shot to establish an atmosphere. But when it sits there too long, it's like, stop. Like, just move on. You don't feel that at all? I don't know. Maybe I was just feeling, I guess, impatient when I watched it recently. I don't know. It just felt like some of the sheet. Like, it's one of those things where, like, the shot is there, and it sticks for a little bit too long, and I press the jump forward by 10 seconds or whatever button, and then the next line starts. It's that bad. So, I don't know. But no, I still love it. And I think they're doing an incredible job with this adaptation. I like this recent moment with Thorfinn, where he really literally wants to give up on everything, but then the guy re-sparks his memories, and he freaks out. I was like, that was kind of cool. I kind of liked that. It was kind of cheesy, but I still kind of liked it, so I'm for it. Okay. Misfits Season 2's disappointment. I honestly... it's in my not watched because I haven't felt driven to jump into it. Because there's something making me believe that I'm not going to like the second season. I think it's... I really feel like right now, that's the case with this. That's the case with... What was the other one that I haven't watched second season yet? This. This. And this. These three right here, or these four right here. Tsurune, Inspector, Bofuri. Well, Bofuri's a different case because I wasn't like a super fan of the first season. And Misfit. I haven't watched these second seasons because I'm almost afraid of... I think Uzaki-chan and Nagatoro... It's a lot of season 2s right now that I'm getting very disappointed in. Uzaki-chan, I was really disappointed in the second season. Nagatoro, I've been really disappointed in the season so far. And I'm almost afraid of watching anything season 2 because I'm just getting super disappointed by season 2s. But I'll get around to them eventually. Season 1 was a complete story and they should have left it at that. Yeah. I would assume they have something more. Nagatoro is great. I still enjoy Nagatoro, but it's not as good as the first season. For me, season 2 is not exciting me enough. Season 1 has, to be honest, when they do a plot twist out of nowhere, it's just like... How can anyone be disappointed with Hayase? Loving Nagatoro, especially the newest episode. I think I've watched all that's available right now. I mean, maybe they didn't really... Well... Yeah, Saturday I should have watched it. So, I don't know. It's just, it's not... I don't know. Again, I think over time I just kind of changed my mindset on things, I guess. Maui Pon is fine. It's not great so far. I've been enjoying it, but it's not grabbing me. It's not doing anything crazy so far. I think the characters are cute, for sure. Come every season recently, most of the time is 75% isekai. It's not. Like this season we have what? 5? And we have 72 shows. So 5 out of 72 shows is not 45 to 75%. So if that helps you out, technically no. 5 out of 75 is isekai. That's not 75% of the season. Like any other previous season, we typically get max the most probably 5 to 7, and we're getting 45 to 65 shows a season. So, but yeah, they sell. It's an easy bet. I mean, 33% of winter season is a bunch of isekais right now. No, that's not. 5 or 6 is not 33%. Isekai sells. I haven't caught up on Blue Lock. I'm not a huge fan of it, to be honest. Again, derpy faces, weird faces, and it got kind of repetitive really quickly. I'll probably get caught back up on it, but it's not my... I'm not a huge sports fan, to be honest. And I thought that the whole thing with the facility would change my mind, but yeah. I like character-driven sports shows like Awashi. I love Awashi. I love Remain. I love Big Wind Up. There's a lot of sports shows that I like, but they typically have to be more characters than anything. Yeah, if you want a soccer show and you agree with my taste, watch Awashi. That one was so much more better in my opinion. Yes, I loved Run with Wind. I really, really loved Run with the Wind. I was super into that show. It was super good. I love the ending of it. And I really wish they would do more. So I love, again, I do watch a lot of sports shows. It's like whenever I don't like a sports show, everybody's like, you don't like sports shows. I'm like, no, actually, I really do like sports shows. It's just gotta be a good sports show. It's just gotta be a good sports show. And sports shows is gonna have the same problem as anything else. Isekais, comedies, everything. Everything that is a sports show, or everything that is a different genre, it's gonna depend on if you like the characters and the story writing. And everybody's gonna be different, whether they like it or not. Shoot, I think I even enjoyed Prince of Stride. I watched Prince of Stride. It was okay. I'm not an anti-sports person. I haven't watched Haikyuu yet. I really do want to watch Haikyuu. And Yaomushi Pedal, Yaomushi Pedal has the same problem that I have with Blue Lock. It has that similar weird, like, beetle guy art style that I'm not a fan of. But I'd imagine I would probably like Yaomushi Pedal if I actually watch it. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those funny things. Is like, is Blue Lock even a sports show? It has a sports concept at its core, but it's not logically sports. I mean, they basically are trying to teach a bunch of guys how to be forwards and putting them in competition with each other. And it's teaching them nothing about the sport itself, because you can't have a team of all forwards and stand out as a forward. It doesn't make any sense. The moment they had them actually group up and work together, it was like, okay, now they're not forwards. Like, all but like one of them isn't a forward. How does that work? How do you teach them? Anyways, they actually kind of cover that in the manga later, to be honest. Oh, did you answer the question from earlier? I was away fixing dinner about Misfit Bofuri. I don't remember. I maybe did. Yeah, it's a battle shonen, right? And like I said, it's got sports in its core, but it's not technically a soccer show. I guess the best way to put it. I don't know. Oh gosh, this show. I want to love this show so much. Disillusioned Adventurers. I want to love this show. I love the character designs. I'm almost tempted to say I'm going to be dropping it, and I don't want to. I'll probably still watch it no matter what. Anything I say I'm dropping, I'm probably going to watch eventually. It frustrates me. Like, I want to love it. It's a cool concept, but the writing is so bad. Like, the writing is so bad. Oh, like the first episode, I was very critical of. I did a first impressions on the first episode because I felt like I had to get it off my chest. I fired up my I typically don't like to do a first impressions on one episode. That one I had to because I was so mad. And the reason why I was mad is because it felt like all the writing around their backstories, because it just dumps all their backstories right off the bat. And every single one of them is just the most over-the-top, evil, cackling bad guys for every single one of them. They even had a cackling bad little girl for the poor Pope guy. And it felt so forced. Like every single, yeah, and then they had the idol show in the middle of the medieval time, which was weird. And then I started watching more episodes, and I don't think I even got through like 2 more episodes yet. And I started getting frustrated again because it's trying too hard to this whole thing of like, and they don't trust each other either. I get it. It's fine. All right. Like the girl like nearly shoots the other girl with her magic, and she suddenly just gets all super angry, like I can never trust you ever again. And then like 2 seconds later, they're their friend again. It's like, really, stop. And then they finally got to the Dragon Girl's backstory, and it was like, oh, so she got, she had this guy that was super nice to her, and then he literally betrayed her on the battlefield again. Okay, I gotta, I swear I just need to cover this show on a weekly basis, because every time I watch an episode, I want to rant about something about it. So the story of the Dragon Girl's backstory. So spoilers for like what, episode 3? The Dragonkin Warrior's backstory is that she, this guy was super nice to her. Like this guy, this merchant tries to rip her off, and this guy comes in and totally turns the table on the merchant, and she's super happy and doki about him. And so they do travels together, and they fight stuff together, and she is in love with this guy. And then they go out and they fight this one serpent. And he tricks her into staying and holding the position from the boss. And eventually she gets poisoned and falls over. And so she's paralyzed. And the guy literally steals all the loot and leaves her to die. And my immediate thought is, dude, she's so in love with you. You could have told her to give you all the loot and she would do it. Like this girl is legit, would do anything for this guy. He doesn't need to betray her. He could ask her for everything and she would do it. Yes, he took the stuff from the end too. And again, I wouldn't doubt that she'd give him that too. That's how much she's in love with the dude. Oh, it's I don't know. TCB, I can say it's probably an aspect of me trying to think on it too hard. Like I'm being too critical of it. I honestly watch a lot of shows where they do stupid stuff and I overlook it. It's just I'm actively looking for it. It's like when I was watching Itoki the Ninja. I kept looking for issues. I kept looking for flaws. And ultimately it made me hate the show. And I think I'm not impervious. There's a lot of people that do this. Sometimes we get too stuck on certain things. Like I said, there's a lot of it I think the Dragonkin chick is super cute. I love her. And the wizard I like too. I don't necessarily like the main character because he's a little bit too... His personality is that he sees things too easily. And I'm okay with the Pope guy. So I do like the cast. I want to enjoy it. But I just get frustrated too easily. Don't mind the backstory dumps early on rather than that done and then early and then establish the group later on. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. They're showing how they were betrayed and they're going to come together basically. He's smarmy. To Your Eternity, I am like 4 episodes behind and I super want to watch it right now because people are chirping about the recent episodes. So I'm still really enjoying it. I would say early second season was super blah. But once Tasty Peach showed up, things have been amazing. It's like suddenly the storyline, the storytelling has gotten so good. So, and people are just super chirping about the recent episodes. So I'm probably going to burn through it probably the next couple days. Yeah, I can't. People will just keep pushing on it. That's why I like 80,000 Gold so much. MC is not stupid. Yeah, I really love when the MC just... I think too many anime get caught up in trying to make the main character a little bit oblivious just to make them a little more relatable about their flaws, but I think they push it a little bit too far sometimes. No spoilers. I don't want no 2 Your Eternity spoilers. Yeah, I might be making a video this week if it's that good, but I'll probably catch up on tomorrow. Oh, dear goodness. My Hero Aka. I think C's good. Yeah, I'm curious of when I'm going to start getting the S tiers because I'm not doing anything big right now. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's worthy of dumping this season. So it's like, don't even be... I said in my my top 10 of the season so far is like, this is kind of one of those seasons where if you're the type that's upset because you can't watch everything, don't be upset this season because there's a lot of shrug shows this season. AKA trash. So My Hero Academia has been better, but it's still My Hero. Yeah, right? You took the words right out of my mouth. It's not that bad, but it's just better than what it was. Dumping Beauforty, Andrew is sus, folks. No, this is I haven't watched it yet. This is just not watched. Not that I'm not going to watch it. Maybe I should change it. Maybe I should change this to like... Anyways, I'll just leave it as is. I'll have to explain every time. Like I said, there's good shows, just not any shows that are Anime of the Year contenders. Yeah. There's just like a few like really good shows this season that I'm like super hyped for. Last few episodes going to be real good, at least for me, and how y'all react to it. My Hero Academia, this arc is very deep. When most hero parties lose just one... I have not watched the recent episode, by the way, and it's supposed to finally be the backstory stuff, I think. It looked like it. So, we'll see. I think the problem with the whole backstory of Endeavor is that they've been teasing at it for so dang long, it's like, I don't care anymore. That's the problem. Like, when they first started getting into Endeavor's backstory, I was super into it. I thought it was super bad, super tragic. But as it went along, like I just got sick of it. Like, stop talking about this. I get it. And the moment that the guy shows up and is like, yeah, I'm tied to that past, I'm like, we knew that. We don't care. Like, it was the worst. It was the worst reveal ever, because I'm like, who didn't guess this? And why do we care at this point? It's just, I don't know. It almost felt like they had that card and they were holding on to it for a long time, that by the time they finally revealed it, it's like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I really don't care anymore. Can't wait for the next season. For My Hero or Dr. Stone? Yeah, Dr. Stone is getting another season. Looking forward to it. I'm actually holding off on watching the OVA until it comes out. Will anything aside from Magical Revolution go into S? YP, yes, Onimai and Onimai only. Onimai only S tier, I'm guessing. You guys are already guessing my stuff. Stop. We'll get to my S tiers. M&S is doing great. Yeah, the recent episodes of M&S is really great. It's just not, half of the show is not good for me, so it kind of bogs down. Super happy fairy. I keep saying sugar happy fairy tale. Sugar apple fairy tale. I really wish I watched the recent episode because it left a bad taste at the end of episode 3. Gotta go. Yes, I've been here 2 minutes. See you later, Benjamin. Thanks for dropping by. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you dropping by. I really need to make a D because I feel like this is going to start stacking too much. I'm going to put B for right now because I don't know if they're going to ever be able to explain that ending of episode 3 enough to make me happy. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. Oof. That's not bad for me. I stay up to like 3 sometimes and I really got to stop doing that. Yeah, this is early, obviously. These are like my thoughts on like 3 episodes, and some of them 4 episodes. So this stuff can shift. I'm gonna put an A for right now, and if I get too much an A, I'll bump it down. But it's one of my favorites of the season so far. So, hey Nakama, how's it going? Nagatoro. Wait, that sugar happy fairy tale, so fairy tale have sugar now? Well, it's a story about a sugar confectionist, so, and there's fairies. So it's got sugar in it, fairies, and it's a tale. So it's got everything included in the story into the title. I gotta stop doing that, working up early. Yeah, it's rough. And it's not good for your health. I'm not criticizing you because I'm doing it way too much lately, and I gotta stop. Never been into Nagatoro. That's here for smug face. I still enjoy it. I'm gonna go A. I'm not as in love with it this season as I was the first season, but it's still good. And the whole thigh grab. A tier just for thigh grab alone. Thigh grab alone goes A tier. I was looking forward to that moment the entire time because the PV had it. Andrew about to meet an overworked isekai protagonist soon. I'm already an overworked protagonist. I work every single day of the week. Which is pretty much what I was doing in my previous job, so now I just do something I enjoy while working too many hours. Just leave a smile on your face every week. Yeah, I just kind of felt like that with this season so far, I'm just starting to feel like it's a little bit repetitive at this point. And I don't know if they're going to get into new stuff. Because season 1 kind of ended, towards the later part of season 1, they really had a boost in their relationship, and now I don't know that they're wanting to advance it any more than it is now. And that's my only fear they have. Just like Uzaki-chan. I almost felt like Uzaki-chan's problem is that they pushed the relationship forward and they realized we can't go any further than this, so let's just stick here. Which is unfortunate. Yes, just for thigh grab. Is there something wrong with me liking thigh grab? If Onimai is an S tier, I'm sure we'll be alright. Takagi-san is my favorite teasing anime, and Kubo is my second favorite. Nagatoro is your third. I can agree with that. I think that's a solid. No, I would put Nagatoro probably second for right now, but Kubo could possibly jump up there. Yes, there is a problem with this. Well, then we don't talk about it. Malevolent Spirits. It's actually pretty good. I'm gonna go B for right now. It could possibly get better as it goes along, but I think right now it's a solid B. The recent episode I watched of Malevolence is the point in which they watched him basically freak out and take out a bunch of things. Best way to put it without spoiling things. He kind of flipped out and took out a bunch of things while everybody was watching. The only problem that I've felt with it so far is that they didn't really I think the only miss in the story so far was really around the consulting they do with the Tsukumogamis, because the lady that he's staying with, the Tsukumogamis that take care of her, they essentially will both seal away other Tsukumogamis, and they also do consulting if Tsukumogami want to stay in the human realm. And so they meet with one of the Tsukumogamis, and she's like this herb grinding wheel. And they're talking to her, and she passes all the tests, and then they're like, okay, well, our final thing we want to do is we want to look into your past and see if you're telling the truth. And so Mirror Girl comes up, and she looks at his past, or her past, and goes, yep, she passes. She's telling the truth. And everything was good. It's like, okay, this girl's going to stay in the human realm. They're not going to seal her away. And then they mention, okay, then we're going to take you over to this family's house. And it makes her freak out because this is the family that seals them away. And so she immediately cuts this dude in half. Like, instantly. She kills him. And then they stop the main guy from sealing her away. And they're like, it's okay, because the person they cut in half is perfectly fine because he's like an ink or something, Tsukumogami. And they're like, it's okay because she was on the edge or something like that. I'm like, no, that's a sign that you should seal her away. If she's willing to kill somebody in a split second because she heard a name, I don't care if he can regenerate himself. She's going to do that to a human. So seal her away. It was like the most frustrating scene in that entire, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes I watched. But it's good. It's a good show so far. Decently animated too. So, and I like the concept that Tsukumo. I can't say that too many times fast. Tsukumogamis. They almost feel like they're all in the business suits. So it's like this little band of people that go out and seal them, which I think is pretty cool as well. So, anyways, past episodes solidified the show for me. Kubo is not really teasing anime. It's a sports show about young Kuroko. Kuroko no Basket? Is that what you're talking about? Have you seen Rurouni Kenshin live actions? I've watched one of them. I don't know which one it was. It was pretty good too. They do a really good job with the Rurouni Kenshin movies. Sometimes I'm always forgot their title, always bumped with Monogatari. Yeah. Twist in the latest episode sold you on it. Yeah, the twist was the last episode sold me on the series. Is that the episode I'm talking about? Where he freaks out? The twist isn't a twist since you can see it coming from a mile away. No, it's not. Okay. I'll watch it. I'll watch it later. It's probably gonna involve the umbrella thing. Oh my gosh. Let me do this. Is that the button? I don't know if I can. Yeah, button up. There you go. That's better. Trash. I'm gonna say trash. Yeah, I'm gonna say trash. This is one of those shows, the more I think about it, the more I just think it's not gonna be a good show. Now, when I first watched this show, this is Reborn to Master the Blade, from King to Blade Master Girl or something like that, or Squire. Reborn to Master the Blade. I just like zoomed out earlier, not gonna zoom back in because all the old farts that can't see things, and those that are using mobile phones to watch this. The more I think about this show, the more I don't think it's going to do much. Yeah, one I am watching made it in the trash. It's not... I could probably put in C, but I just honestly don't think this show is going to do anything beyond this point. The biggest flaw... The world building's great. I love the concept of basically going from a world where mana is the greatest thing ever, aura is the greatest thing ever, then going to being reborn in the same world, but now the concept of magic has shifted. It's not like typical... Most every single reincarnate you watch, what happens? Mankind forgets about magic, or dumbs down magic, or forgets how to use magic. Every single reborn does that. This show does it. Everybody forgets how to use auras. Now, granted, again, if he's in the same world. So they replaced the concept with the idea of channeling through a rune on your hand. Interesting. The whole baptism process, the artifacts, the Highlanders that bestow this stuff upon them, all that stuff is cool. I like it. The big problem the show has is the main character. The main character, the focus, the driving force of the story, doesn't care about anything. The main character doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is fighting things. Every now and then he goes, oh yeah, I looked into to see if this world was okay, but I want to fight things. And I think that's the problem that it's having right now for me, is just, it's too much focused on that. And it sucks. It's annoying. It's probably a D for me. It's not really a trash, but I don't know. The MC is a master of the blade already. There's nothing there. Yeah, and like knows how to use aura, which is super OP in this world. The assumption that I have is that, one, it's either a different world, or it's a world where somebody rewrote history, kind of like Misfit. The idea that I think they're going to go with, based on the few episodes that I watched, is that it's obvious that the Highlanders has taken the concept of magic to them, because the big evil bad guy, he knew magic, and then he was able to get to be a Highlander. The Highlanders are those that still know how to use magic of that he's aware of, and they're essentially limiting the people from being able to learn it so they can hold power. That's my assumption. Yeah, his character design is really cute, but I'm not sure why they had him be a king and reincarnate, because he doesn't seem to care. It doesn't seem to have any impact on him whatsoever. I think it would have been better if he was just a queen that reincarnated. They're not really doing anything with the gender change. It's like the worst use of gender bin this season. Like, we have Onimai, which is doing great with it. Even Ayakashi Triangle is doing something with it. It's fetish, but it's still doing it. Him, it doesn't matter. And he's been living like 14 plus years, and he still is uncomfortable with it. It's like, if you lived 14 years as a different gender, you would probably not remember anything about being the other gender at that point. He cares about the other girls too. Yeah. He wants to protect his squire girl. That's good. His cousin. Eventually he'll Yuri with his cousin. And I'm perfectly fine with that. Yeah, not every gender bid can be as worthwhile as Totally Fantasy Knockout. That one was a good one. That one was a good one. Even though the later parts kind of fizzled out, it was a good one. This is like Strongest Exorcist. I have not watched Strongest Exorcist. That's the other one I haven't watched. I forgot about that one. Shoot. Yeah, I meant to watch that today. I forgot. That's my bad. I don't think it's going to do anything. I haven't heard anybody talk about it, so I'm going to assume it's bad. Like the MC's new pet. I must have missed that episode. The farming life in another world. It's not terrible, but it's also not really doing much. I think the girls are cute, but it's too simple for me, and I'm not really. It's like watching a Let's Play. And of course, it's supposed to do much. Every story is supposed to do something. Otherwise, nobody would watch it or read it. Vampire Girls S tier. Yeah, like I said, I do really like the characters, but overall, it's super what's the best way to put it? Not simple, but just... I want to say lifeless, but it's not necessarily lifeless. It's just, it's not doing much. Slice of life, not doing much, but still entertaining. It's just slow. I don't even think it's slow. I mean, it's tackling a lot of stuff in its time. It's just, like I said, it's like watching a Let's Play of Minecraft. And it's like, I know that some people enjoy that. I don't. I used to stream like Minecraft, and I did it because I just want to talk to people while I'm doing it. But just... it's not the same as a Let's Play because he's not really interacting with you as he's playing it. So I guess it's not really the same thing. It's just, again, it's just kind of it's like watching a Let's Play pre-recorded, I guess is the best way to put it. So, and I get a kick out of the fact that he wanted to be a farmer in another life, and yet he's not really doing farming. He's just hitting his thing against the ground. Started the Valley, the anime, pretty much. But like I said, I do like the characters. The girls are cute. I think the main character is kind of really boring too. Ayakashi Triangle. Rip Ayakashi Triangle. If it was uncensored, I'd probably enjoy it more. But since it's censored, I can't really say. Like, the reason why you'd watch this is not available. So, you didn't like it before the delay. And that's kind of why I stopped watching it, is because I knew it was delayed, so I'm like, I'm done. Hopefully the Blu-ray comes out before they finish airing it. I mean, to be honest, like I said, the draw obviously is the thighs and the ecchi. And yeah, you kind of get the thighs, but the ecchi's not there. And if the ecchi's the joke and you can't see the ecchi, what's the point in watching it? So that pretty much killed it for me. What if there'll be a Minecraft anime? Probably eventually. As soon as Microsoft gets into anime, they'll make their own Minecraft anime. They should have stopped it after 3 episodes in honor of the title. Yeah, wait for the Blu-ray. Boo-bray. Yes, Boo-bray. Minecraft is still getting a movie, but it's in development hell. Yeah. You see episode 4? No. I did see the pictures on Discord, so I'm aware of the inconsistency, but again, that goes back to that whole thing where I don't necessarily see them doing the censorship because they're trying to prevent something from being seen. I think they're trying to do the censorship in a way that is obstructing. It's not censoring for the sake of they could have those panty shots show and be perfectly fine. They're doing it because they want to sell Blu-rays. It is an obstruction, not a censorship. And that's the key thing that people need to understand. Now, yes, if it's full on everything showing, like no clothes, yes. Technically, with certain broadcasts, they would have to cover it up. Technically, BS11 and an ATX that it's broadcasting on, they don't need that. Again, they're obstructing on purpose so that you buy the Blu-rays. And that's its biggest issue. That's why you're going to see the inconsistency. They can show all the panty shots they want. They're just doing it on purpose. I get that, but then why did they do that? Do what they did in episode 3? If I'm assuming what you're talking about is what was on the Discord, where they covered up some panty shots and not the other, is because they don't have to cover it. They're doing it to obstruct to sell Blu-rays. Bochi sell more Blu-rays than Chainsaw Man. Just found it interesting and funny. Yeah, I was trying to look into that earlier this morning because I wanted to find out if that was a case of something else being involved. I do know that there was a huge pushback with MAPPA using CGI in it, and maybe that's the reason why nobody wanted to buy it. But there's 2 aspects. One is the cost per episode the same, or do they have additional? Either way, Bochi sold like crazy because Bochi's insanely popular. So it's an expectation that Bochi will sell more than Chainsaw Man. I just don't think Chainsaw Man in general was as popular as people want it. I think the West thinks it's super popular. I don't think Japan thinks it is popular, but I could be wrong. Did the manga sell better once the show came out? I think they said the sales went up like crazy, right? I don't know. Tokyo Revengers. I'm out of love with it. It's official. I'm coming clean. I'm out of love of it. Bochi, King of the Rock. Dropping it, to be honest. Yeah, I think I talked to you about it the other day. I watched a couple episodes this season, and I'm just not feeling it. Like, nothing's pushing me to go back and watch it anymore. I think I mentioned this with I think it was the second go back to the future time. I started getting frustrated with the future concept. I love the backstory stuff. I love the gang building up and everything. But whenever the show jumps back to the future, I hate it. Like, it makes me hate the show. And with this recent trip to the future with the end of the first season and going into the second season, I'm like, I can't stand this anymore. And I just, nothing's making me want to go back and watch it. And after hearing like everything negative about the manga, I don't know that I want to get any more invested than I am. I love Mikey. I love Draken. I love, again, the whole history of the Manji gang. I just hate the time stuff. This writer's bad at it. Like, this writer is not good at time-related stuff. The ending of the manga pisses me off so much. I'm almost tempted just to go look at what the ending is and just be done with it. That's literally where I've been at right now. Is I'm almost tempted just to check out the ending and then stop. Sony, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. Happy to have you here. Hope you're doing well. I can't watch Tokyo Revengers because Disney Gel. I just want await Muse Asian can get think he gets back again. I don't know what that means. What in the world? Now would be good time to insert ad. Did YouTube add a way of live adding ads? Does this like immediately insert the ad when you press it? I didn't know they added a way to push ads. I'll actually do that on a break. They're not doing like forced ads in the midstream now, are they? Does anybody know if they're doing like Twitch where they just push ads into the stream automatically? I know that you start off with an ad, a pre-roll. It started picking up for me as long as they stay in the past during the majority. Right. I haven't seen an ad yet. Good. I got premium. Sabanasu's got me covered. You're not using ad block, you're using premium. No, if they start doing that, I really hope that they decide to add a way of having at least those that are members not get ads. I really wish that anybody that's a member of your channel would not get ads. They really need to make that feature. I have ad block. Don't have ads. Don't buy premium yet. I was tempted to get it just for like live streams and stuff. I have an iPhone because I get pre-ad in the options. Yeah, that's what I normally watch stuff on is an iPad, so I get ads no matter what. Anyways, yeah. Sorry, Tokyo Revengers. For now, you're in the heap. Tsundere Villainous. I think I'm gonna go A with it. I'm not gonna claim that this is a great show for other people, but it's working for me. So, Tsundere Villainous Lisa Latte is one of those shows where I think it just works on a personal level. I love Tsundere character archetypes. I think it's doing the Otome game in a very clever way, and the idea of these characters are essentially communicating to the Otome characters. And I do acknowledge that it is technically using the same joke over and over again, but at the same time, it's not doing it in a way that's offending me or making me bored of it. Every time they hit the joke, it works for me. I think Lisa Latte is super cute. Like, she is super waifu cute material. So it just works on every level. I do think like the character writing is super, for a lot of the characters, is super surface level, but I think that's because it's a lot of characters. So I'm hoping they do a lot of interesting stuff with them. It's already starting to show that the writer has plans for each of the characters. With this recent episode that I watched with the heroine character and the guy that's supposed to be guarding her. I think that's going to be super cool. She's already turning into a tsundere too, which is funny. So it does look like they actually will have some depth to some of the characters, but I'm not gonna claim it's an amazing show, but it just really works for me. So, my first A show. We live in a country where there are no ads. That would technically work too. I'm waiting for the real world characters to start doing more stuff. I'm really curious based on the OP if they're going to end up in the world. The OP gives the indication they're going to be in there eventually. What do you think is wrong or boring with reincarnation stories? How would you do differently? That's a big question. So I'm guessing you are familiar with my constant rants about how I don't like reincarnation into the same world or seemingly same world concepts. They just for some reason never work for me, and I think the main problem early on is that typically with reincarnations, it's always an OP character reincarnated into the same world with still the OP abilities. So from the get-go, they're overpowered. And if they're not fun with that overpowered ability, it's really bland. And so typically with a lot of the ones that I've ran into, like Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest and stuff, it's always like, it turns into them basically doing overpowered abilities and everybody goes, Sugoi, 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 Sugoi. And that's just very, very boring writing. So your first problem is that your character is from the get-go overpowered. The second problem, I think, is that it's always about kind of trying to rediscover the world and how it's changed. And unless those changes are interesting, it doesn't work in the end. And like I mentioned earlier, when I ranted earlier about reincarnated to the Reborn to Master the Sword. That one does like a lot of them do as well, where it always turns into reincarnated, overpowered, and then immediately this world has changed. How did it change? Everybody got weaker. Again, we're just using the same concept, and they typically always use that same concept, so it's like, do something different. So I think it's more of a problem that the reincarnated type of shows, not the isekais, the reincarnated stories, which is basically fantasy to fantasy, use way too much of the same concepts. It's like they're not... And that's what I've said before, where I'm waiting for that one Reborn show to do something really clever with it. Isekai is the same way. We got so many isekai, and they were always so formulaic to the same concept. They get hit by a truck, they go to this other world, they're overpowered, they go and they train, they go to a magic academy, they're overpowered, they blow away stuff. And I think we're waiting for that. We're waiting for that Mushoku Tensei. We're waiting for that Ascendance of a Bookworm version of the reincarnate in the same world. And when that happens, open arms to it. But I haven't seen that yet. If somebody can name one that I'm just completely overthinking, I'm fine with admitting it. Like I said before, I think the only one that's ever actually entertained me was the first season of Misfit Demon King Academy. But again, I would acknowledge that show is doing like everything else does. It's just, it's fun how it portrays the overpowered main character. That was the only thing that really carried that show for me. So, hopefully we get that one that really knocks it out of the park. But just not yet. Hopefully that answers your question. I'll forever beg people to go watch Now and Then, Here and There. One of the best isekais in my opinion. I still haven't watched that one, sadly. It's on my list. Anyways, moving on. Urusei Yatsura, it's super nostalgic for me. I'm still enjoying it. I don't claim that it's the best thing ever, so I don't really try to push people to watch it. So, oh gosh. I think I'm gonna trash on it. I think I'm going to trash on it. Sorry. I would put it in a D if I had a D. I really need to put a D in here. Yeah, I'm gonna add a D. No, that's not what I wanted to do. It's not trash. It's just it's not really doing it for me. It's not trash. It's just not great.
It's not even C in my opinion. I'll put these in the D. There you go. The problem with The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten is that it's one of those shows that it's sugary. I think the girl is super cute. She's super waifu material, and I would date her in a heartbeat. I don't think that she's a bad girl. I just think that the writing it's super boring. Like it's just a super boring show. Like I think that was the one that I legit fell asleep watching, I think the 3rd episode. It's that boring. There's no problems, S tier. I'm perfectly fine with people enjoying it because she is like super waifu material. It's super boring. The character interactions are boring. I don't want drama in it, and it seems to constantly have to indicate there's going to be drama coming up. The characters just don't... Somebody pointed out that the show is great because they're honest. And I don't agree with that. I think the show is super dishonest with each other. They communicate, which is great. I think the greatest thing the show does, which is really sad because my main point that it's so great is because it doesn't do like other shows do. But the problem is that you're saying it's great because it doesn't do what other shows shouldn't do. It doesn't rely on miscommunication. It doesn't rely on characters not talking things out. But the problem is that when they do talk things out or they do discuss things, they talk in circles and they aren't technically honest. They're communicative, if that's a word, but they're not honest. They're constantly talking around their own problems. Main key thing being the Angel, she has parental problems. Obviously that she has parental problems. I haven't even got to the point where they reveal that yet, and I know that she's going to be having mommy and daddy issues. But the problem is I don't care because everything else about her is perfect. She's a perfect waifu. She cooks great. She has plenty of money. She lives on her own. She doesn't want for anything. She has great grades. Everything about her is perfect, except for possibly that she has parental issues. And that doesn't really interest me. I can't sympathize with a character that I honestly don't see as having a problem. I think, honestly, having issues with your parents is a big problem. Don't get me wrong. But the here and now, it doesn't bother me because it's not front and center. So how do I sympathize with the character that I don't understand what's going on with them? And I think that's the same problem that he's having. I'm blowing this way out of proportion, and I don't mean to. The other problem I have is that every now and then it has some extremely awkward dialogue. I mentioned this in my impressions video that always get you a significant other with parental issues, right? I can fix them once. I can fix them. They have baggage. I can fix them, right? Some of the dialogue is super weird. And I when I did my first impressions, I pointed out one specific one, which I think is the prime example. When he gets sick, she feels a necessity to take care of him. So she comes over to his place, a boy's house, alone, and she takes care of him. What is his response when he finally starts to communicate with her? They start having a conversation. She stands there as if he's going to request something else. He says, "Wait, do you think I'm going to want something else?" He's insinuating that he believes that she's waiting for him to ask for a little something something from her because she's this hot female angel of the school. He assumes that any other guy would ask her for a favor. And it's the worst question you should ask some random girl who's alone in your apartment, a boy's apartment with no parental figures around. Why would you ask that? It shouldn't even be asked. Just say, "No, I'm good. Thank you." Nobody asks a stranger girl when they're alone in their house, "Were you expecting me to ask for something else in return?" It's super awkward. And it's like, who says that? Who says that? Anyways, again, I'm just having fun ranting about it. It's not that big of a deal. It's a fine show. It's just extremely boring for me. And I just don't find... Yeah, it should have been head pads. He should have asked, "Were you wanting a head pad?" That would have been fine. I would have totally gone with that. And getting consent is the right thing to... No, the problem... I know you're joking, but no, that's not the problem. He's not asking for it. That's the point. He's just going out of his way to say that he won't ask for it. It's like, you don't need to say that. If you're not going to ask for consent, then don't bring it up to begin with because you're not intending on it. Do I like a couple cocoa? No, I don't. I did not like a couple cocos. Thanks for the sub, by the way. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully that doesn't make you unsub. Thank you for the sub, though. Anyways, let's go to positive things. We finally have it. Are you ready, everybody? Drum roll. That's my terrible drum roll. We have our first one. And no, it's not an onimai. Handyman's A tier. Handyman Saito in Another World is absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love every minute of it. I love it. I love it. What? You guys are shocked? TCB, Tommy, you guys don't like it? You drum roll here. Just... Hope that doesn't make you unsub. I'm curious why, but no, I'm not gonna unsub. Okay, good. Is this a bad take? You guys are surprised? But okay, so anybody that's against it, you're not into S. You think A or something. I'm fine with that. Don't listen to them, Andrew. Do I need to put this in trash? I feel like I have to put it in trash, otherwise everybody's gonna unsub. The fairy is super kawaii, and she's now Toyama, so that makes her like double kawaii. And she's the length of a unit, which is hilarious. Don't you dare. Handyman is fine, but S is coming out of your love for do-it-yourself. What is it? Is it linked to do-it-yourself somehow? I don't know the relation to do-it-yourself, unless you're talking about the fact that he's handyman. The series is above mid, but not best. For me, Psycho Onmyoji is top 1 isekai, maybe S tier for me. We'll get to that. The same with Isekai Cook Show for me. I was actually surprised by Isekai Cook Show. I really wasn't expecting it to be that great. Anonymous tip for $5. Don't you dare. I'm guessing that's Earthly. Did you anonymous again? Thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. It didn't show up on the other screen that you did that. Oh, I'm on the YouTube screen. Why doesn't YouTube's screen doesn't show super chats? YouTube. No, it wasn't you? Okay. Well, whoever tipped it, thank you so much. It's not moving. It's not moving. But no, it said it wasn't you, but you said don't you dare, and it said don't. Oh, this one had an exclamation mark. That's why. I seen your comment that said don't you dare, and the other one said don't you dare, but it has an exclamation point. That's why. Okay, anyways. But no, I love it. I really do love it. I will admit the first 3 episodes or so with the whole jumping around all the time was super annoying. But every single, like, skit was super funny, and I loved it. I love the characters so far. I think they're fantastic. And it does feel like with the recent episode that they're starting to more converge now, so I don't feel like it's going to jump around as much. But I love it. I love the comedy, love the characters, everything. It's working, like, perfect for me. So, I love it. I think it's an S tier for me. Every single week I look forward to it. I think a sign of an S tier show for me is that every week I'm ready for it. Like, I just... immediately when it comes up, I watch it. So, yeah. At least Saito's better than Mappa's food isekai. It feels like a sitcom. Sony, make more content. What's your favorite isekai? Thank you so much, Sony, for the $5. I appreciate the support, man. What's my favorite isekai? Shuko Tensei Java's Reincarnation? Like, I've been debating that, because A Sentence of Bookworm I really love as well. But A Sentence of Bookworm and Mushoku Tensei do different things. And I love them both for their own individual things they do, I guess. One's more world building and more travel and adventure and self-improvement, while as A Sentence of Bookworm is more dealing with the church and being used and being discarded and having to constantly shifting your life into the next mold of the nobles. So they, like I said, they each do their own thing. They're both fantastic with characters. But I think in the end, Mushoku kind of wins over it. And from what I'm understanding, I think that's because A Sentence of Bookworm is not as well adapted as Mushoku. From what I'm hearing, like whenever I make a praising video about A Sentence of Bookworm, everybody's like, but the adaptation's not good. Read the novel. And I'm like, well, I got it now. I'm going to totally do that. So it makes me believe that. And after reading all the way through volume 6 of Mushoku, I can honestly say now that they did a really good job of adapting it. They missed things, but they did a really good job at adapting it. So it makes me believe that the reason why A Sentence of Bookworm isn't doing as well is because they're not adapting as well they could. The adaptation of A Sentence of Bookworm is fine. That's completely different than what I've heard from everybody else. So maybe I'm just hearing a couple people repeating it. That could possibly be it. Honeyman is great, but maybe because you don't see Psycho Myoji, I can see why. But after you watch Psycho Myoji, I can dare you gonna throw it above Honeyman. I don't know if I could lower. We'll see. I actually bought volume 1 of A Sentence of Bookworm. I just got part 4, volume 4 today, so I'm happy. And it came good. Mushoku Tensei is good too, yeah. Bookworm lacks waifus, and I think that's probably why it's not as... Well, no, honestly, I think it isn't... Yeah, A Sentence of Bookworm is actually... Isn't it killing Mushoku and sales in Japan? Like, way better. Like, because I don't think Mushoku is really doing that well in sales. But I know that A Sentence of Bookworm is super popular in Japan. And I think that's mainly because people aren't as off-put by mine as they are Rudius, obviously. The whole point of Mushoku Tensei is that Rudius is a disgusting human being and he's getting better. Hopefully, eventually he gets better. Whereas... Sorry, I'm in volume 7 right now, and I'm contemplating even saying that out loud. He's supposedly getting better, whereas, again, mine isn't a disgusting human being early on. She's selfish, but she's not She's selfish, but she's also selfless. If I said that right. She won't overlook people when they need help. And yes, about the only thing that A Sentence of Bookworm has in regards to waifus is husbandos, actually, because Ferdinand. Ferdinand is best husbando. Waifu sells, yeah. Do you watch Ice Coffee Guy anime? I have watched it. We'll get to that one too. I love it aside from mid-tier animation. I love Yui performance. Still salty that she puts her hair in the food water. Am I forgetting? What are we talking about? What are we? Am I forgetting something? Bookworm is great, especially the last part. I hope we see one day in anime. Yeah, I'm really hoping they full adapt that, because it really does feel like the studio is doing very well with it. So it's kind of become the studio's kind of darling. So I would love to see them do more of it. Anyways, I don't know what else other isekais I really like. Tsukimichi was great. I don't know. I need a top isekai list. Overlord obviously is amazing. Slime's amazing as well. Rizio is amazing. I think I did a top isekai video at some point. I probably should do another one. Random statement you must read, please. Blue Reflection's second light is adorable. Aoi is best protagonist. I totally should have watched Blue Reflection. I completely missed it. You truly watch Revenger OS? Tokyo Revenger? Oh, Revengers. The Jenner Butchie one? Yeah. I have it in here, right? Yeah. Ranker did a top 25 isekai list you should react to. I don't know. I'm probably going to disagree. Oh, yeah, Grimgar. Yeah, Grimgar was amazing. It really needed another season, though. Talk about old isekai, like, way old from 2000 eras, like Monster Rancher? Digimon? Dot Hack? Which one? Escaflowne? Date Alive is getting a full adaptation. It seems like it. I think no matter... They'll find somebody to adapt it. Kinda... I think I'm going to put an A for now. Excuse me. I watched episode 1 of Revenger. Got great start. Yeah. I've watched, I think, 2 or 3 episodes of it. I need to get back to it. I will be watching Revenger just because I'm waiting for Jenna Butchie to do something crazy because Jenna Butchie's actually on board with it. So, yeah, El Hazard was great. I love El Hazard. Fushi Yu-Gi-Oh! Is my childhood. Yeah. Then I'll rewatch another isekai with waifus. I don't always need them to be in my isekai to be enjoyable. Yeah, I agree. If the story... Waifus are really there... Waifus don't always mean the writing's gonna be bad, but sometimes waifus can make the lack of writing not as noticeable, I guess. Sometimes they go hand in hand. Sometimes they just kind of help them not be a problem. I already opened nominations for Studio Bones watch along. He just like legit saying the watch along has to be from Studio Bones. Are you serious? Me and Ira's gotta have a sorry, Ira. I always say Ira, but he's like legit on the podcast. I'm like, ew, I'm joining with Ira, and he's like, hey, it's me, Ira, and I'm like, I can't not say Ira anymore. Like I've gotten used to saying it. It's like web gaming. It's always gonna be web gaming. Oh, Vanitas would be a good pick. Now you got me wondering what I should do. Sorry, we're side tangenting from the tier list. Is it just legit just Bones? Like there's nothing else to the picking? Sorry, blindness. Blame my enemy list for not having a dark mode. Go Stray Dogs. Like everything Bones is like long running series. Dude, if Supercooks wins, I'm gonna throw something. I'd say Vanitas, dude. Forcing people to watch Vanitas would be great. Or we could just pick so bright my eyes. Or we could just pick My Hero Academia just to make everybody mad. Hisone told me Masotan would be fine. Aiko would be fine. Like Bones has a lot of winners. Like it's hard to find a show that Bones has done that I wouldn't be okay with. Snow White with red hair would be fantastic. What's wrong with Super Crooks? It's fine. I'm not mad at it. I just wouldn't want to rewatch it. Super Crooks is one of those ones where I would never rewatch it. I have no desire to rewatch it. Concrete Revolution. No, Noragami. I think we should do Noragami, and then we'll switch to doing the manga read along. Nobody's done Noragami yet? Dude, I would love to rewatch Noragami. I think I'm gonna probably do that one. Ghost Sick would be good too. I've yet to watch Ghost Sick, and I keep wanting to watch it. Tokyo Magnitude 8.0 would be good. Freaking Soul Eater. Like there's so many good shows from Bones. Scrap Princess would be good too. So yeah, I would say Scrap Princess, Noragami, Ghost Sick, Soul Eater would be good. I don't know if I'd want to watch Soul Eater again. Blasted Tempest. Chaika the Coffin Princess. I'd even watch Show by Rock. Blood Black Gate Battlefront. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Noragami. If nobody else does Noragami, I'll do Noragami. I'd love to rewatch Noragami. There's not much that you've watched from Bones. I would highly recommend checking out Bones stuff. They do a lot of good stuff. If it's your taste. They do a lot of kind of more gritty and stylized stuff. Except for Show by Rock. That's just super cute. You should definitely watch Show by Rock. Melee Mob, My Hero Academia. Soul Eater Not is easy watch. If you know Studio Bones, people gonna say, yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood Studio. Yeah, that's so long ago though. That's like 2010. They've done so much since then. Blasted Tempest was so good. Yeah, I hate the later parts of it, but the beginning section was super good. Like, it was super good start. Reminder, if you new, join our Discord. Link down below. Yeah, in the description there is a link to the Discord, so make sure you guys join there. As they've noted, they're doing nominations for the next watch along, which basically each day, unless something happens, we will watch it together on the Discord together and comment on it. It's a lot of fun. We did Beyond the Boundary last time. Tier list all Studio Bones, so that'd be fun. That would actually be really fun. You don't have to talk. Join the Discord. It's mostly chat with text. If you join a watch along, we essentially stream it on there, so everybody watches it at the same time. You do not have to talk. There is a chat option in that watch along where you can type your messages, and if somebody's watching it, they can comment to you and everything. You do not have to vocally talk. We know that a lot of people in our community are not comfortable with talking, or they don't have microphones, and it's fine. We're perfectly fine with you guys chatting in there with just text. So by Rock CGI is pretty nice. Yeah, it was actually pretty cute. Like, and it kind of worked for it because it was technically her getting sucked into a video game. It was a little off-putting at first, but it was cute. But the characters are great. Seiyus are fantastic. Music was good too. Cyan is super cute. All the girls are super cute. Give me a minute. I have like a semi-emergency.
Sorry about that. Sorry. Is anybody still here? Did everybody leave? Sorry. Somebody got injured, so I had to do medical treatment and stuff. Normally I wouldn't run off like that, but medical treatment's a big one. Everybody's fine. It's fine. It's not that bad. Everything is okay. Somebody stepped on a dog, and the dog is like a little alligator, and so he went bite on a foot and made a big old gash. So I had to get like cotton swabs and medical tape and everything. So there you go. Anyways, that was fun. That was a fun detour. Did I miss anything? Yeah, this is the best way for a dog to ask for attention. It's not Inikai's dog situation where they get their lucky lecture moments. This isn't an episode of did I sing while No, I didn't. That would probably have made it heal quicker. It's not a good thing to step on things that will bite you, right? And it's like one of those kind of grumpy old dogs where, like, if you barely touch their foot, they're like, holy crap, what are we doing? We're going at it. Am I watching the Last of Us HBO show? No. I heard it was a good adaptation of the game, but I'm not. I played the game. I'm fine. And the second season, I didn't want to bother with. Was there a centipede? It wouldn't be much to watch if an Inukai dog, if the dog from Inukai's son's dog went up a shirt, there ain't nothing to see here. We got people saving the world, plots that were made, people made houses. What are we talking about? Oh, missed everything. Okay, gotcha. Anyways, let's continue. Hopefully I didn't miss any important questions. I might scroll up later on. Nier. Rip Nier. Andrew gave the dog an auto-mail surgery? What? I was really enjoying the show. I almost want to say... I would probably say I'm in the S tier with it so far. I'm really liking it. I love the world building. I think it's super intriguing. I never played the game. I don't feel too lost so far. But, yeah, unfortunately, RIP, it's probably going to be a spring show. Didn't they already say it was going to be a spring show? I think that, yeah, they said indefinitely so far. It's probably going to end up as... Oh, Adrian shows up. Oh, yeah, let's go. It's probably going to end up as a spring show, unfortunately. But I'm really liking it. The visual style is great. The action scenes that we have got are great. The CGI is woof. I'll admit the CGI is woof. And they could probably afford better CGI. But I think it's super interesting. And I can't wait for more of it. 3 episode is best. Episode 2, robot stuff. And episode 3 was is heartbroken. And it was funny because I've heard like some people didn't like the whole robot thing. But I really liked it. More time for me to play the game now. I still got more shows to watch. Like, I'm for sure watching these shows right here. And this one right here. These are all shows I'm going to be watching. This one probably a couple episodes. This one, yes, for sure. What else? I do want to watch this. Won't be watching... this whenever it comes up. Gosh, I feel like I've watched everything this season, and I'm seeing that I haven't watched everything this season. Jeez. I should have probably waited another week before I did this list. Everything I think I see, I've watched everything. There's more crap for me to watch. This season sucks. Serenade is a nice show. House Husband is so funny. Yeah, I love House Husband, and I'll definitely be checking that out. I'm really mixed up. I'm going to watch Inspector because I honestly didn't like the pacing of the first season. I don't know. It's gonna be a rough one. I love the main character, but gosh dang, is the writing super slow. Spy Classroom. The thing that I don't understand with Nier concept, the androids want to wipe out the mechanoids, but they handicap their own efficiency by
using humanoid bodies. Why? I don't know that answer. I don't know if I should know that answer yet. Hopefully it'll eventually answer it. House Husband is literally not an anime. It's literally a 2D. What do they call it? 2.5D comic, I think that's what they call it. I've only watched up to the point where they just finally went to do their impossible mission, so I haven't seen the recent episodes. I'm not offended by it. It's not great though. So I'm gonna put a high C for right now. It's just not. It's not grabbing me so far. It's just kind of there. I love the seiyus. Like, all the seiyus are fantastic. It's just kind of not really doing much to grab my attention. I'm on a weird line with Spy Classroom. Yeah, I think that's where I'm at right now. Near being delayed just gives us more time to play the games right. Last week's episode was hoping to see moments like that. We'll see if it improves. It's not really doing too much. My gosh, this show. Did they step on the dog again? That dog is super hyper right now. Probably bit somebody again. Inukai's dog. I'm just gonna put it in C. Like, I'm not gonna sell this stupid show. It had me laughing with the whole thing of her chasing down the dog with her skirt up. But it's just a stupid ecchi show. I'm not gonna claim that it's doing anything special. This reflects so far the quality versus quantity. Yeah, and that's why I've said several times is this is a season that has a little bit too much stuff for its own good, possibly. Inukai is the next ecchi borderline fetch, right? Your review of it, if I remember, was funny. Of Inukai's dog, yeah. I think everybody should check out that video. I was gonna say what I did in it, but I don't want to spoil it. I had fun with it. I had fun first impressioning Inukai's dog. There's a lot of symbolisms and deep thought in that show. Fan service with bad camera control isn't selling the first person dog. Oh yeah, that's for sure. I agree, Spanasu. This kind of had, and it's funny because a lot of the first person perspective you'd think types of shows never stick to it. Like, even One Room didn't stick to it, especially with the later seasons of One Room. It's just like, I thought the whole concept was to be first person storytelling, and we're not doing that anymore. Even like the ASMR stuff, they never stick to it. It's like, just make a regular show. What's the point in even trying to sell it as this? Very disappointed that you made it above Blade Master, one of my favorite shows this season. I went into that whole detail with that one. I think everything about the show is great except the main character. The main character, the world building, everything's cool. The main character, I'm not really on about. It's not a bad show though. That's why I end up making a D list, because I want to take it out of the trash. I read both web novel Revolutionary Girl and Blade Master, very similar, but I think they have a different in quality. Revolution Girl, average, and Blade Master is pretty good. Magical Revolution? Or Revolutionary Girl Utena? Which one are we talking about? I guess you're talking about Magical Revolution. Onimai. S. Top S. Number 1. Don't come at me, bros. I'll fight anybody. Is anybody against S tier? S for stacked. They definitely stacked Kaede, right? Where can I watch that? Onimai, Crunchyroll. Rarefied Air S tier. I haven't watched it, and I agree. It needs its own category, SSS+. Kaede is S tier. Kaede is amazing. I'm against that. Ayakashi's a lot better. Oof. ZM. We need explanations. We must clarify why that is. I need a 7-point essay of why.
in more ways than one. I actually seen the manga online a while back and didn't jump on board yet, but the anime is apparently blowing up. Yeah, the great thing about Onimai is they're expanding on the manga. Like, it's taking a manga that has, like, you know, 5 panels to a concept, and they're, like, turning it into, like, a 5-minute segment, but making it have weight. Like, they're expanding it in a good way. They're making the anime be its own thing, I guess, is the best way to put it. Even though it's telling the same stories. Yeah, I've been reading the manga alongside of it. I really can't wait for the MMO segment and the amnesia moment. It's a nice show, man. Never crossed the line of perverted stuff. I think that's the cool thing about it, is that it could get really raunchy, and it's not. Onimai is pretty chaotic compared to the manga. Yeah, they've been like a lot more ecchi in the anime. Like there's like none in the manga. And it kind of makes me wonder why they bothered doing that, because they could probably not that I care. It doesn't bother me. It's just it is one of those things of why bother putting the extra stuff in there unless just to sell Blu-rays, but it doesn't necessarily need it to do what it's doing. Zoku Sayonara of Zespa Sensei is on sale. Are they releasing Sayonara of Zespa Sensei already? I never got a review copy of it. That's weird. More cutesy, wholesome moments. Yeah. It's super good. They're doing a really good job of it. I've seen Onimai in a visual novel done way better, so not impressed. Onimai, right? Is there a visual novel of it? I think Kokoro Connect do the same in a better way than Onimai. Kokoro Connect is amazing, but I think Kokoro Connect and Onimai is doing two completely different things. Like, Kokoro Connect is kind of going for the concept of, like, angsty teens, heavy drama, self-reflection, and interpersonal relationships, whereas Onimai is going more for cutesy, comical, and sibling relationships. You mean a visual novel does a bit similar thing? Okay, gotcha. Can't wait for tomorrow's episode. Yes, tomorrow is Onimai day. Tomorrow is Onimai day. Today scared me because, like, I wasn't even expecting it. I mean, I go through, like, I'm in a sequence where it's like, once the season kind of settles and I've decided what I'm gonna cover, primarily, it turns into this whole thing where, okay, Monday is Mystical Monday, Wednesday is Eminence and Shadows and Magical Revolution, Thursday is Onimai, Saturday is Trigun, and it was near. I have to fill out some more stuff in there, probably. Hanaman Saito I'm watching to see if I would cover that on a Sunday. But, like, Wednesday came out of nowhere. Like, suddenly, like, crap, I gotta do Eminence and Shadow and Magical Revolution, which Magical Revolution today was amazing, by the way. If anybody's seen my video. Kodo Connect deals with trauma, and Onimai deals with growth. Yes. I still haven't watched the OVA of Kodo Connect. I started watching it and I'm like, I don't like this. So I'm going to keep my perspective that I really love the original series and I didn't want to touch the OVA. I should probably get it done though. Not always on point because of lack of English level. Oh no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I still hate Kokoro Connect though, not because of series, but because the drama makes me sick of the shows. Even though that is a good series, but the drama VA bully stuff makes me hate it a lot. Hate it a lot than X-Arm. Drama VA bully stuff, like the VAs had some problems. Name of the visual novel, just research purposes. The drama have nothing to do with the story, I think. Nothing to do with the stories, I think. Yeah, the PR stunt they pulled was bull. I can't believe that stuff actually happened. Did I miss something? They did a huge series of yikes? Really? Okay, I need to look into this. I never knew that there was some big story behind it.
Of course, when I first started watching that series, I wasn't like that entrenched into the anime sphere as a whole. Yeah, no, I didn't know about any about that stuff. I'm super interested now. I'm gonna have to research that. Series planned for 26 episodes, but so much drama that it was reduced to 14 plus OVA. Weird. Boycott in Japan. The sales weren't good at all. Oh yeah, I'm super interested now. What's up, Brian? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Onimai is S. Yes. Tringapore. It is S. Easy S for me. There's a news about the VA bully from the producer. It's a long time. You can look in the interview. Sugita Tomokazu. So the producer was bullying the actual VAs. They even skipped one volume because of the drama. Well, it's surprising how good the show was despite it having so much crap behind it. At least somebody did their job properly. Like, I love that show, so it's like to know that it had that much issues, props to them. Yeah, it's super good. I loved it. Like, that show was like one of the first shows that when they had that whole incident with one of the characters, I was like, holy crap, it gut punched me. Crazy. Yeah, if somebody has an article that with that and has access to the Discord, at me on Discord with it. What's tier list right now? S tier right now? Nier Automata, even though it's delayed. Handyman Saito from Another World, and onimai. Yeah, that makes you kind of wonder, like, it kind of makes me want to kind of, like, dive into that stuff, because I'm curious about how the effects had on the show itself, because there was a lot of emotion in that show, and it makes me really wonder what the effects of the drama behind it was affecting the show itself. Oh, gosh, this show is absolutely horrific. Okay, if like, I give passes to, like, a lot of stuff that I bored out with. I can't give a pass on this show. This show is so horrific. It is so bad. I hate it. Like, of everything, that's literally the only show that I can honestly tell people don't watch it. Like, it's super bad. Like, it's the Ice Blade whatever. I don't even care to remember the name of it. It's Ice Blade something. This show is so bad. I don't like it. It's just the writing's just bad. I think all the VAs stopped the carrier if I'm not wrong. They stopped. First episode was so horrible. Yeah. I mean, the first 3 episodes or so horrible. Have it been rated Magical Revolution? No, it should be down here. There it is. Yeah. Low Work channel covered Kokoro Connect controversy titled "The Joke That Killed an Anime." I'll check it out eventually. I'll check it out after the stream. I'll check it out after the stream and after I'm done with To Your Eternity catch up. Almost had 2 shows in the trash, but we still have more to go. But now, Ice Blade Sorcerer is bad because the writing's bad. The character interactions are bad. The main character's bad. It's kind of going for the trope, I was a child soldier, and now I suddenly am hanging out with everybody that I used to work with, that are soldiers as well. And every classmate that I know doesn't know that I'm like some hardened soldier, though I don't act like I have PTSD or I've essentially taken out people my entire life as a child. And I interact with people normally, even though I shouldn't because I've been a child soldier my entire life. He's like the super nice guy that says everything that he shouldn't to girls, which makes them believe that he likes them, which is just leads to them being all part of his harem. And he's super OP. He's got super muscles, so they got the flexing muscle fetish thing going on. And he's just swooning all over all the girls, and that's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah, but buff dudes, yes. There's like nothing about this show I like. It's visually horrific. Like the animation's terrible. It's got. I mean, the girls are cute. That's about it. That's about it. Full Metal Panic. Don't besmirch the name of Full Metal Panic. The main character was literal alpha male, which descent is a literal one. But he's not a douchebag though. He's a good person. I don't think of it being trash alongside Fruit of Evolution. I think it's above the pretty much decent fantasy school. That's it's fine. I'm not against people enjoying it. Don't get me wrong. I haven't heard Full Metal Panic in a while. You need to get started on watching Bofuri. It's fun and adorable. I will. I'm not a hyper fan of it from the first season, so don't expect me to be like super crazy. I don't know. Maybe in a couple days you'll see me doing first impression of season 2 and go, holy crap, it's changed everything. Season 2 is great. We'll see. I'm curious if my mindset around I'm curious if this time around with the second season I'll be more receptive. I'm always willing to believe that when I watch certain shows, I'm just not in a mood for it. And so it kind of dampers it. But I wasn't huge on the first season. It was fine. I wonder if Ice is a bad light novel that I would imagine it's probably typically with these stuff the light novel's probably okay, and a lot of it's not being translated to the adaptation, but I don't think there's anything in there that indicates that the light novel is going to be like some deep thing. It really does feel like it's going for a serious subject with a comedic take on it. Because like I said, it is technically a child soldier who's been doing horrific things his entire life, and now suddenly he's at the harem in a classroom. Which doesn't really... The two themes don't really fit with each other. Too bad Chris isn't here to defend Fruit of Evolution. He's the only one that would defend it. Kubo is good. I enjoyed Kubo. I already feel like it's going to be repetitive, but it's cute. And I think Kubo's super cute. So I think B's solid for it. I just don't like the main character. The main character's boring as hell. For me, Bofuri Season 1 is mid. Just a girl being OP in an online game. Okay, so I'm not alone. Androius agrees with me. My Fruit of Evolution is great. I would defend it, but but this isn't the room. I heard that the second season's better. I just can't get past the BO humor. I cannot stand BO humor. Like fart noises and smelly BO, I can't do it. Like it's not, I hate it. Like potty humor stuff doesn't work for me. The Fruit of Evolution is so unapologetically trash, and it's kind of entertaining. Yeah, it wasn't working for me. Like I know what it was going for. It just wasn't working for me. The teasing part is too little. It's about being cute, and to be honest, unlike Nagatoro, yeah, honestly, Kubo so far, in my opinion, isn't really teasing girl. It has a teasy aspect to it because she's trying to push him, but I don't think she's not malicious or. It's not immature like Takagi-san, where he just doesn't get it, and it's not malicious like Nagatoro. It's just interactions, really. The fact that Kubo's MC is so bland, the entire point of the series, yeah, kind of. He's somebody that's just not seen by anybody. I don't know, it kind of indicates that he's just kind of like magically missing, because why would a teacher not physically see him sitting in the chair? I can get that the punchline to him just having no atmosphere or personality that people can notice, but he's like physically missing, so it's weird. Trigun Stampede, probably a hot take. I'm enjoying it. I'm thinking high B or low A. I'll put it in low A for now. I might bump it down. Nah, I'm gonna go high B. Yeah, high B. Because, like, most of the episodes were just okay. Obviously, when crap hit the fan, it got super interesting, but it still hasn't overall done like anything amazing. It's had one really crazy episode. The rest of it has just been okay. And I think it really does suffer from it suffers from an old style of monster per episode that I wish they could. It's an original, so they could very well easily trim things of the past. And let's be honest, a bad guy per episode is a thing of the past. They don't need to have a bad guy per episode, but they're still doing it. They are improving a lot of things and pacing and whatnot, but I'm enjoying it in the end. And Nicholas was great, even though he's very different. And Millie obviously not being there makes it suck. So it's trash because Millie's not in it. People are starting to get mad at me for talking about Millie in my videos. I swear my teacher forgot I was in class once. I even stayed in the class too to avoid gym once. The power is strong. By the way, just curious, how many episodes of Blade Master did you watch? The Reborn to Master the Blade? Is that what you're talking about? 1, 2, 3. I watched up to the point where she nuked the bad guy from the very beginning. I think that's 4, or is it 3? I think it's 3. Studios focus on Japan market, which not that great to be honest. They could just focus on the Western market. Oh, you mean Trigun? Yeah, I can see that. I mean, even when they were trying to push it, they were like at every single con, so it made it really feel like it was very. Which I mean, that was the case with the original, right? Wasn't the original Trigun more popular in the West? I mean, it would make sense that they would be pushing that more. Don't say Millie. Kind of like Cowboy Bebop. I imagine if they redid Cowboy Bebop, they would probably be very Western focused. I think it's 4, but only the first half of 4. Okay, now you got me curious. Hero King to Extraordinary Squire. Extraordinary Squire. I think my hottest take so far is Reborn to Master the Blade. Yeah, I haven't watched episode 4 yet. Yeah, because they went out with the other Highlander that was ruling this area, so that's probably why you're wondering why. Yeah, I watched the part where they went out to that spa and met the ruler that was a Highlander, and then they had them help them with some guy, and the queen herself literally walked out in the middle of nowhere, which makes no sense that she would just meet some girls in a spa and immediately walk out in the middle of nowhere with her. But anyways, yeah, we have 3 gender benders this season. It's pretty wild, and they're not bad. Like, they're not bad gender benders. I mean, you could argue some of them, but yeah. Live action B-Boy plus trash. Yeah, reading that whole thing where the original director was against it, I'm like, that's interesting. I need to look into that more. Yeah. Ice Guy and his cool coworker. First of all, his coworker is hot as hell. Like, his coworker is hot as hell. I love her. She's super hot, and she's super nice, and I love her eyes. It's kind of getting into my fears. There's 2 aspects of it that I don't like. One is it's doing exactly what I was afraid of it doing. It's turning into Shikimori is not just a cutie, where every single skit is basically him realizing how cool she is, and him going doki doki, and a winter happens, and it cutscene. That leads into my second issue, where it feels very skit and repetitive. She does something. She sees he's having a problem with something. She finds a resolve for it. It's super cute that she does that. She brings him a resolve. He likes it. She leaves. He gets doki doki. Winter happens. And it feels like that's at least half, if not more, of the skits is that same formula. And that's what I'm already seeing as going to be its biggest issue. My hope is that they'll start to get into more of the side characters. Like they have a Kitsune there and everything like that. She's super cute. I love all the characters. And I'm not offended or bothered by those issues yet, but those flaws are something that I'm starting to see, and I'm afraid it's going to ruin it. So it's a okay show. I'm enjoying it, but I'm afraid it's going to get repetitive. The anime with the ice guy, the anime that made me think of what Watakoi... Yeah, it definitely has a Watakoi feel to it. It very much so feels like life is tough for otakus. I got that vibe immediately. Which it could turn into if they start focusing on the other characters, because that was kind of what Watakoi did to help that. It is Watakoi, right? Because koi is love. Watakoi, yeah. Watakoi was good because it managed to take time with all these other side characters and jump around, and so it never felt repetitive. They did a really good job of balancing it. Yeah, Watakoi was going much more slice of life, romance, comedy, and they pulled it off really well. Oh god, I love that show so much. Music was great. The OP was great. Yeah, Watakoi is like a million times better. Like, Watakoi is like one of my favorite animes. What did I rate Watakoi? I'm kind of curious. Any list. Come on, any list. Is everybody hitting any list right now? Just to slow it down. Never mind. There it is. Yeah, I was right. Watakoi. What's my rating? Dude, why can't I just see my rating right when I go to the page for it? That's what I don't understand. That's the only thing I don't like about any list. Like, I can't just see my rating. There it is. I had an 8. Onimai is a S tier, Ruby Rose. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the membership, by the way. Ranking of Kings still the good greatest of all time for you. Yeah, it's really good. I love it. Watakoi is the call we all need. We need more of those. Is the call we need more of those. Wish the OVA was streaming. I don't remember if I watched the OVA or not. If I checked out the live action, I think I snooped at it, but I wasn't into it. Time for me to head out. Catch you, everyone. Take care, Airflay. Thanks for dropping by, man. Your other S is going to be Food, Isekai, and Magical Girl. Magical Revolution, I'm guessing. Like, I'm hearing, like, so many different ways of saying Magical Revolution. I'm just assuming it's what everybody's saying. So anyways, Ice Guy and his cool senpai, I'm gonna put it for B now. Like I said, it's not doing anything against, but like I said, I'm putting it in B because I feel like it's already going to get repetitive. Like it's already repeating itself, I guess. The Yuri Girl Magical Show. Maggie Rev. I like Maggie Rev. I did Maggie Rev. Or Magi Rev. By the way, did you know, Ginga EU Densetsu, I am quite happy with it. Still top 10, even if it's a 40-year-old show. Ginga EU Densetsu. Am I spelling that wrong? What's the English title for that? Oh, Legend of Galactic Heroes. It's been so long since I've actually watched the old one that I don't remember much about it. I will say I listened to the audio book for it, and holy crap, that's got some massive lore. I really can't wait to jump into the new series. I've been kind of putting it off because I don't want to get into it until they got most of it done. But Sawano Hiroyuki makes me want to watch it more, though. Tale of Outcasts, I really like. I know that's a super hot take. What is it sitting at now? What is it sitting at now? Like, this is like the lowest rated show of this season, so I assumed that it was going to be like super bad. And I really liked it. Maybe it's me trying to be a contrarian or something, but I actually like it. Brandon sees it, right? People are sleeping on it. Yeah. It's gone up. Maybe I help people. Maybe I'm having an impact. It is actually gotten up to 6.8. I think it was at 6.7 or 6.6 last time I looked at it. It's like a prime example. Never trust mouse scores. Like, it's got 23,000 users, which is super low, and 6.8 rating. I'm hoping that as it goes along, it'll start to go up as people that actually stick around to watch the rest of it enjoy it. But, oof, it got really hit heavy at the beginning, so. But like I said, I'm really enjoying it. It's got good chemistry. It's not amazing. Like, the overall story isn't amazing, but it's got chemistry. I like the characters. It's got a solid concept and build up. So I enjoy it. I really do. I think it's, again, like my biggest shock of this season so far. Outcast, it's literally the Outcast. Like, it as an anime and its concept and story is that it is an Outcast. Did you ever rate Isekai Oji-san? Waiting until I pretty much rated it and reviewed it and everything last season. It's one of my favorite shows. One of my favorite comedies too. I love it. It's Isekai Oji-chan's only problem is the studio is terrible at planning and not treating its employees terribly. If the statements from inside the studio are correct, they were not treating their animators properly. Tomo-chan is a girl. I'll put an A. I'll put an A for now. Low A. Is not Beauty of the Wolf King throat fins? What? Beauty of the Wolf... What? What the... Tomo-chan as a girl, I think the only thing that makes me hesitate putting an A is the two main characters aren't that interesting. Tomo's super cute. The guy's okay. I get more of a kick out of, God, what's her name? But what's Best Girl's name? I haven't watched an episode in like a week or so, so I've completely forgotten the other girl's name. And it's literally, it's like at the tip of my brain, and it sucks because it's not going down in my mouth to say it. Mizuzu? It's Mizuzu, right? Yes, Mizuzu, thank you. Mizuzu's great. Like, Mizuzu's chemistry with the guy is super good. And it's kind of one of those things where that's kind of most of my enjoyment of that show is Mizuzu. Like, her as a side character is more fun than Tomo. But I do like it. Like, so far, overall, I have been really enjoying it. So, I guess A is fine. I'll leave it an A. But yeah, there's like super, like Mizuzu and him are like super petty to each other, and it's super funny. And because Romantic Killer was already best of in fall, so I can't move on to Tomo-chan. It makes me feel very similar there. I kind of see that. Romantic Killer was super good though. Mizuzu Gondo. Carol's crazy too, yeah. Yeah, I typically do, and it's so funny because I typically don't like the Mizuzu character. Like, I typically don't like that very petty, nasty side character that really pushes the main characters. But Mizuzu pulls it off. Like, she's super good at it. Team Mizuzu. The guy is just obviously oblivious on purpose. Yeah, and I was happy they at least cleared that up quickly, because my fear in that show was gonna be that he never figures it out. Like, he's that dumb. But no, like, within, like, what was it, like, the first episode, he legit says, no, I don't want to go into the clubs because they're split by girls and boys, and I won't be able to hang out with her. Like, he legit says it. So it's like, yay, thank you. He's not an idiot. Again, I just assumed very quickly it was that he just don't... I think it's because everything that happened with Mizuzu, he doesn't want to have the same thing happen to Tomo. It's obvious. Yeah, even episodes 12 is leaving me good scars. Like Mob Psycho 100, Season 3, Romantic Killer is 2 best. I was very surprised how much I enjoyed Romantic Killer. It was a really good series. And I really kind of feel like I should have gave it more credit when we did our deliberations for last year. Romantic Killer is one of those shows where I don't... It's not like my favorite anime of the year, but I kind of want to go out of my way to kind of poke people in that direction. Easy. That was an easy one. Alright, gonna head out and finally watch Tennis Bookworm. Do it, Adrian, please. I legit told everybody in that community picks for Anime of the Year 2022 that anybody that has not watched that show, I'm keeping a list now. But yeah, go enjoy that. Yeah, this show's not good. I hate everything about it. This is like the only show that Chris is watching this season, which boggles my mind. 2 shows in the trash for me now. It's just super generic. Like, I got into like heavy detail in my first impressions of it, but it's literally, this show is not good in my opinion for myself and own personal interest, because I believe it does too much that everything else does. It feels too much like a copycat, not its own identity. It's the Demon King's army, but no, let's legit see that it is him being kicked out of the heroes party. Eventually the heroes party realize that they need him, and so they go back, and so some of them want to go back to get him, but the leader does not want it to happen. Hello, Beast Tamer. He goes out to a random village where he is enticed by jiggly mounds, where he then becomes an adventurer, and he's super overpowered. He's maxed in all skills, and just does quests. It just doesn't seem like it's doing anything so far that's unique. So it's fine as a show to just enjoy. I don't have a problem with just the slow life concept. I just typically don't typically mesh well with slow life type stories like that. I'll give it a D just for the last part. PFR the anime. 2 seasons ago, we have pretty much better version of it. Yeah, I actually really liked Beast Tamer. I didn't like the hero party aspect of it, but I liked the characters around him. Yeah, he's actually human. Big plot. The moment they said he couldn't do magic and he looked so normal, I'm like, well, that's because he's a human. Like, the demons all have, like, different crazy colored hairs, and then you see this, like, bare, basic-looking human guy. Like, he is so, like, template. He's the beginner template for a human male. He's brown hair, blue eyes, white skin, plain as plain can be, male, human. And yet he's like, oh, I'm being kicked out. Oh, you can't do magics. Yeah, I've never been able to do magic. You're a human. You're totally gonna be human. Biggest plot twist. Anyway, sorry, I'm bashing on that too much. Again, all trash shows people are welcome to enjoy. 80,000 gold. I'm gonna put this high A. I almost want to put it in S, but there is a lot of stains in it right now. So I don't know that I can put it in S tier. I might have to start shuffling these down. I'm putting way too much in A. Takes chilling in my 30s out of the trash. We don't know. Gold. It gets better. I know, like, Chris, like I said, Chris is watching it, and he said that he liked a certain aspect of a recent episode. And I'm like, I haven't watched it yet, so. It has so much potential. Now, so, saving 80,000 gold for my retirement is a very different take on Isekai, which I do find very refreshing. It is that I can bounce back and forth between the two worlds at will. And she's a smart main character for once, which is great. So she's taken full advantage of the two worlds that she's in, which I think is fantastic. I like her creativity and what she does with each world. A lot of her decisions make sense, even if you can claim that it's a little too easy. Like, essentially hiring an overseas mercenary group to handle protection, goods, equipment, money transfers, all that kind of stuff. I'd probably do the same thing. So it's using a lot of good logic in there, and it's surprisingly how Japanese safe it is about it. Like, not like the first thing I would think of with a Japanese writer thinking about what they would do if they can go between worlds. The last thing I would probably assume they would do is hire an overseas mercenary group. Like, that's the last thing I would think that they would come up with. But it's logical and it makes sense. But I was a little bit frustrated with the logic around her working with the local nobles, because it didn't make sense to her if she's going straight to the capital. But other than that, I think it's been pretty solid. It actually got me pretty emotional with the noble family too. It's not the greatest looking show, but it's a lot better than I thought it would be. Based on the PVs, I thought the show was going to look like crap, but it actually looks decent. So, true discovery for me is 80,000 gold for my retirement. I read the 100 first chapters of the web novel in a day. Pretty good. Nice. But a big genre shift later. Really? Hopefully not in a bad way? Question mark. The early episodes just set the world, but take the bets on the late episodes maybe a lot better than Ningen Fushin. I mean, it's another Betrayal Party 10.0. With 80,000? You're talking about the Chill in My 30s. I think he nailed it, but at the end of the day, it's emotional and adventure. I do like the show. Think the money she could make smuggling guns in Japan. Right? She could actually do a really good smuggling in general in the real world. Yeah, I did kind of question it, because that was like the funny thing that I realized after I recorded my first impressions. I'm like, technically, if you think about it, it could have been a really short story, because the guy literally says, well, you need anything else? And she's like, oh, I'd like to be able to understand all languages. And he's like, okay, here you go. I'm like, you could have just asked for 80,000 gold then. Or just unlimited gold. But again, it was like a spur of the moment. She wasn't thinking about retirement at that point. It's just, she came up with the idea after she got all that stuff established. So it makes sense that we think of it, this is the title, that's what her end goal is, but that wasn't her goal at the time. So, I don't know. Plus, it's a lot more fun that she has to build up the money. But yeah, my immediate thought was like, yes, like anything that you find normal every day in one world is valuable in another. That's the simplest thing that you jump at. So, anyhow, she's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. Think of the time she could do if she got caught. How are you gonna get caught? All you gotta do is think about another area and you teleport. She's like super OP that way. Magical Revolution. I wonder where this is going. 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 That's my number 2. Magical Revolution, I love it to death. I love it. 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 Love it. I love it. And I love it. I love everything about it. Today's episode was super good. Like, super good. Like, holy crap, super good. I love everything about it. That sad trash takes much better than the other one. Which one's better than which one? We need an SSS tier. But no, there's several reasons why I like Magical Revolution. One, it's an isekai that's not relying on the isekai aspect. So far, it just seems like all she knows about the previous world is a snapshot of images. So it doesn't really rely on it too much, which I like. I think the main character is pretty much Chisato. The other girl is sort of Takano, so I get like massive Liquid Quail vibes. Unlike Liquid Quail, this will be Yuri, which is great because I totally ship the two of them. The character development's fantastic. You basically have free-spirited girl and a girl who has been a yes girl her entire life, and pretty much opening the door for the person to heal and change their life, which is fantastic. Finding purpose. The animation's fantastic. The visual design's fantastic. The character designs are fantastic. They had a dragon in an isekai where it's not CGI. I just love everything about it. The character developments, the bonding relationship, nothing's easy in it. All the characters are fantastic except for the prince. He's a jerk. But yeah, I'm loving it. Magical Revolution is better than the rest. So... Oh, so you think it should go above Onimai is what you're meaning, I guess. Okay. I know Magical Revolution is a good series. I mean, it can't replace my Isekai Yuri Shoko Shoujo, but which I think is too generic Isekai, to be honest. Which one was Shoke Shoujo? Was that one? I think I kind of don't understand why you love Magical Revolution, but not Blade Sword, because they're very similar, but Blade Sword is better. I mean, each their own. Like I said before, if you like Reborn and Master of the Blade, it's perfectly fine. I just find the characters to be much... I think it's because I think with... The only thing I can think of is I think with Reborn and Master of the Blade, it's so much more focused on somebody wanting to challenge themselves and show up the system, whereas Magical Revolution is more about somebody finding purpose in another person while another person's trying to bring change to the world itself. So I think they're honestly doing two different things. The only thing that's similar between the two of them is their fantasy. Like, the more I think about it, Reborn and Master of the Blade and Magical Revolution are nothing alike. So I don't see there being a problem with liking one and not the other. If you can name something that's similar between the two of them, I would agree with you. Like, something significant in those two shows that's similar, I don't think you really can. Oh, sure. Yeah, Virgin Road. Executioner Way of Life. Okay. Okay. I'm following me now. I recognize the name. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's bugging me. Yeah, I love Executioner Way of Life. It's amazing. Even that one, I'm not sure. I guess it technically goes in the Yuri realm. I don't know. I don't know if it gets different later on. I guess it technically could have got... Executioner Way of Life can get very Yuri if they let it, but I'm not sure if they will. It needs another season bad. Prince didn't appear on this episode that much. That good. That's why it was a good episode, because the Prince wasn't in it. I really do think, like, the next episode he's going to get super nasty. She went to the ball after the whole dragon slaying, so I'm assuming he's in a corner somewhere growling. Executioner was spring 2022. It's Isekai Yuri, but MC is more interesting. The plot is so great, and the world's Isekai is fire a lot more than Magi Revo. Well, I mean, the two of them can exist side by side. I know it's easy to compare two shows, but I don't think... I loved Executioner Way of Life. Doesn't make me not like Magical Revolution. But even with that, I mean, yes, they're both question mark Yuri. Yes, they're both isekai, but again, I think they're doing two completely different things. Executioner Way of Life is much more dark and much more in the mind of essentially people with powers that can make you go mad was its biggest hook in that whole thing. And what concepts and story plot lines it created from that was interesting. Like the whole thing with Pandemonium or whatever at the very end. was kind of unsettling, the idea of how far they can really break somebody if they keep using their powers. So, again, I think they're doing two different things. Momo was great. Momo was definitely Yuri. She basically was gonna kill everybody over her. If you have a yandere crazy psycho... She's like one of the very few yanderes I really like. She legit beats the crap out of a dinosaur and nearly blows up a town. Because of a ribbon. And I love it. Yes, this one will be Yuri. We ship Executioner as Yuri, but may not make it so. And yeah, that's the thing. I kind of wonder if it will actually deliver. It's easy to make a Yuri bait. It's hard to deliver on it. Actually, Anisfia really gives me a vibe of Rudius from Mushoku Tensei. Eh. Just from the determination aspect, I can see, yes. I can follow for just purely on a determination aspect. Can't replace Executioner Wave Light plot was very good in season 1, but yeah, if they had season 2, well, you have to take into consideration we've only had 5 episodes of Magi Rev. We've had a full season of Executioner Wave Life. I think Executioner Wave Life, I love the overarching story. Super good. I'm super fascinated by that world. That's for sure. And Magi Rev hasn't really been too focused on the world, and that's kind of why I like it itself. I just like the character developments. This is gonna be Yuri final point. I do hope so. No spoilers in the chat, especially for Executioner Wave Life. Okay, anyways, I've still got that one long enough. Giant Arse of Beasts. That's ARS, YouTube. ARS. I'm gonna see my monetization change in a minute. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's not terrible. It's okay. I want it to be really good because School Live. So, I don't know. I want to put High C for right now. Right there. There. It's cool. There's cute girls in that arse, so yeah. The giant arse beasts have cute girls. This is why I don't know people hyping a lot for Magi Revo. It's just Kadakawa milking isekai stuff, to be honest. Because people like it. It's not a bad thing for people to like things. It's just people enjoy it. I don't even know. Are people even hyping? I thought I'm the only one that likes the show. Like, is there like a lot of content creators out there like freaking out about Magi Revo? I legit thought I was the only one that was liking it. I guess technically the two main girls got pretty high on trendings, but that's about it. You like it? Like I said, I'm just like an overall, like, is it like other content creators freaking out about it or something? But now Giant Beast of Arce is fine. It's not really done anything so far that's really hooked me. So far, it's just like some pretty decent action scenes. It's got the concept of the cute girl that bestows great power to the guy, and they fight together. Cats fighting outside my window. Wouldn't say a lot, but there's others. Like I said, it's just people enjoy it. It's like Onimai. It's popular because people enjoy it. Bochi the Rock is hyping up because people enjoy it. A lot in Anime Corner and Anime Trendings hyping a lot more than the others. But is it a bad thing, though? That's like what I was mentioning last season when everybody's freaking out every week about Mob Psycho. I wasn't mad, even though it wasn't great for me, too. I understand from an outside perspective looking into a hype around something sucks. Because, again, I spent all of last season, I had that feeling with Mob Psycho. Every week, people were freaking out. Holy crap, this was so insane. And then I go and watch it, and I'm like, It was okay. It sucks being outside of something that a lot of people enjoy, but I guess from my perspective, I see it and I go, I'm glad people love it. Like, I'm happy that people like Mob Psycho that much. I do see it being... I guess there's two ways that you can see it. When there's a massive amount of people that are hyping up something, you can either see it as being people seeing too much in something. Like, they're reading too much into the writing and the characters and everything. Which, yeah, some people might be. Or you can see it as being that people just really love something and you're frustrated with the fact that you can't see it as... People are loving something a lot and you don't understand why they love it that much. But in the end, it all kind of falls in that same category of, in the end, just let them enjoy it. And it sucks, like I said, feeling left out, but there's nothing wrong with me liking these shows. I'm sure you don't care either. Yeah, like a lot of people feel that way with Attack on Titan. Just every season that Attack on Titan comes out, it's literally the show that millions of people are watching, and it wins every single award, but a lot of people don't care for it, and it sucks that it wins every single award. People have different tastes. If you hate chocolate, you can never agree with chocolate lover. Right. Or agree with what type of chocolate. White chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. Maybe don't deep dive on what the hype Mob Psycho, because even me, who was just little diving, it can see why Mob Psycho deserves it. Yeah, like I said, I understood why people like Mob Psycho so much. There's a lot of relatability in him. It just didn't connect to me that much. Even Bleach, which till now was still top one on Mal, replacing Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Is it still there? It hasn't dropped? I thought it would have dropped after the season ended. I gotta see this. Hold on. It's still there. Wow. Wow. Not for very long, though. It'll drop within a couple weeks. They're both 9.11. It'll drop here soon. Because, yeah, you gotta remember, Bleach only has 380,000 members. So it's still very low on the threshold. As it gains more members, it's gonna drop. I'm surprised it's held that long. Like, mad creds. Everything else, including like Fruits Basket and stuff, eventually dropped off. Love Onimai, but wish she wasn't so lolly looking. Yeah, I think it kind of adds the aesthetic, though. It's super cute. And that's what they're going for. It does make the ecchi stuff difficult. Especially, like I said before, like, I understand why they did it, but at the same time, I kind of wish they don't. It's not that I'm bothered by it, but there is an element of, like, I would totally let, you know, a relative or something watch Onimai just for how cute it is, but the moment they have those certain scenes in it, it's like, well, there you go. Can't suggest this to anybody. I love it, but can't suggest it to anybody now. Like, I love killing slimes for 300 years. I maxed out my level. That's another good example. Reminding me of the slime thing, which I do love killing slimes 300 years. I super love it. Isekai slime. I like it, but I'm not like, it doesn't end up at the top of all my top lists. And so every time every time a year happens where there's a slime, Isekai slime in it, people will be angry that it's not my number one. It's like, I love Reincarnated as a Slime, but I don't love it. Like, it's not my favorite of all time, but the fans hate it. So I understand that sometimes it feels like you're outside looking in. I'm not immune to that. Like me with JoJo. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a insane fandom, and I'm on the outside looking in. Of course, I haven't tried it yet, so I can't say. And I don't plan on ever trying it because I'm afraid of becoming a JoJo person. Like me with people, One Piece, I can understand the hype, but looking at it as an artist, the art's not... Yeah, that's always been my biggest hang up with both JoJo's and One Piece. Yamushi Pedal. There's sometimes where an art style just does not work for me, and I can't stomach it. Ping Pong the animation. This art style, I don't like it. Flowers of Evil, I read the whole manga because the art style of the anime just did not like with rotoscope. Anyways. Yeah, Fruits Basket was a really great rewrite of it. It felt like it dragged towards later parts, but that's probably the manga. For example, I love Black Clover because I love classical Neketsu, but I hate Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man because they diverge from the classic, but people don't understand it. I think I'm crazy. So you like the older style of shonens, you mean, and the newer ones that are technically still labeled as shonen you don't like? I think it's probably a misconception that I don't think things like Chainsaw Man and, like you're saying, I don't think Chainsaw Man and stuff are really that. They're not the classic style of shonen where it's guy gets stronger and powers up and he's surrounded by people that are more powerful than him and they join the clans and the clans go out and fight other clans. It feels very similar because it's going for the shonen market, which is, let's be honest, when you say shonen, it just means a demographic. And that typically is for younger audience, younger boys. I don't think it's going for a Naruto. It's not going for a Dragon Ball Z, but yes, it's that demographic. So I guess I agree with what you're saying, but it makes sense why it doesn't feel the same. Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, feels more like a Dragon Ball or something like that, or an old type shonen. Yeah, and I think Chainsaw Man, if you look at the mangas, it's not trying to go for fast, quick chapters. Like Duhalt's saying, I think it's more going for the artists. I think with how much detail they think they put in their panels, I don't think it could be something that could be pressed out quickly. I mean, Neketsu, not shonen. Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man. I hate the characters and not the direction it takes. Okay, I get you. Cake, what's going on, man? Cake has joined. I'm nearly done, Cake. And then I'm gonna go get some cake, I think. And go check on the wounded out there. Hey, Jojo, but I love the Dio memes. Yeah, I think it's the memes you can't ignore. Revengers so far is okay. I'll put it in C. Like, it's not doing anything great yet, but I have hopes for it, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it and hope that it gets to that point where Jinibuchi does something crazy. It does seem like he's actually involved and he's excited to do it, so I'm hoping that he does something crazy cool with it, but we'll see. Danmachi. S tier is pretty empty. Let's put up an S tier. I still absolutely hate Doom and Gloom chick. I hate her. But I want to put this in S tier because I think this is like the best turnaround for this series I've ever seen. I was a little bit hesitant in the first part, but it just keeps getting better. I love this season. I especially love this part so far. I think it's doing a fantastic job of creating dread, despite the fact that I have zero expectation that anybody will die, because, let's be honest, it's a big waifu show. And they now have a fairy in a bottle in the form of a mermaid girl. But I'm really liking it. And I really hope they nail the ending of this particular part. And I have expectations they will, based on apparently the creator being involved now. So yeah, it's great. I love it. The name is still horrible. It is. That's why I always call it Danmachi. It's a much better title. Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? It's just like it's kind of one of those things where you wonder if the creator put that as like obviously Danmachi it's still a problem, but let's be honest, Danmachi is a title that is a staple that was created as a problem from listings in Japan. It suddenly became the thing in marketing to make your title as long as possible to get more attention to it. And yes, is it wrong to try and pick up girls in a dungeon is like one of the earlier elements of doing that. And it's one of those ones where I wonder if the creator themselves at some point way late in it go, God, I wish I didn't have this stupid title. Like, I wish I could change the name right now, because it's kind of like the whole issue where your title is literally the first chapter, and then you get into like 5 volumes later and you're like, what does even this mean anymore? But yeah, it sucks. Buddy Daddies is great. I really enjoy Buddy Daddies. I'm gonna have to start knocking stuff down. Let's see. What's my least favorite? I need to bring one down to B. I'm gonna put Outcast down here. I'm gonna put Outcast high B. There, it's even now. danmachi is getting a lot better, yeah. Apparently the writers involved, studio's doing a fantastic job of it. They're pacing it right. They're not rushing it. They're splitting the cores when they need to. They're doing everything right. But no, Buddy Daddy's great. I enjoy it. I think it's very heartwarming. It's kind of like, I know this is going to make some people mad. It's kind of like, it's hard not to compare it to Akiba Maid War, because it's kind of doing the same thing where it's violent but funny at the same time. But I think the reason why this one works for me, whereas Akiba Maid War didn't work for me, is this one feels much more lighthearted and entertaining focused. It's very focused on just bubbly. So the violence still there, and it feels like they tone it down a bit from the first episode, but it's just kind of focusing more on reality of life while at the same time the funness of this child they're hanging out with, which is basically Anya. which is basically Anya. I love it. So we're talking about Buddy Daddy, sorry. So now there's only room for... No, these will expand. I'm just going to shift things around. Oh, there's only one more. Okay, so cooking life in another world with my Fenrir. Nothing in common, it's at the same studio. Yeah, I'm not saying the same thing. It's just it comes to mind because they both are violent, funny, and actiony at the same time. No, man, Akiba was a 3 to 4 episodes, but the Manchi was several season. Manchi? Campfire cooking in another world. I honestly came to the show thinking I was going to hate it because I'm not a foodie. I hate foodies. I'm not a food person, despite my stature. The first episode really did impress me. It was very entertaining. It was very fun. I do like the chemistry between the characters, like especially just mainly him and the Fenrir. I think they're fun together. And they're doing a good job of, at least on a regular basis, trying to push him into different directions. Like, it's constantly shifting the narrative to keep it busy and keep it different, which I do appreciate. Like, early on, it's him getting the heck out of there, which I think is a great idea. Like, I do like this main character. I think he thinks very logically. He's just been transported to this world. Everybody laughs at him because he's got this online shopping network ability. But he doesn't let him keep it down. He's just kind of like, all right, can I leave? You're probably obviously not going to need me. But I like the fact that he immediately goes, hey, this is actually extremely powerful if used right. I need to get out of here. Like, he immediately knows I need to get out of here. Anybody that knows that I'm a hero summoned here I need to get away from them. So he quickly gets the heck out of Dodge, which ends up being partially doesn't make sense because he says the king and queen look shady because they had jewelry, which king and queen does not have tons of jewelry on themselves while their kingdom is in danger. That's just royalty. But yet he does draw a little bit more conclusions than he really should. But still, he gets the heck out of Dodge. And I like I said, I like how it keeps like shifting. First, it goes for him getting out of here. He ends up meeting a party. He helps the party. The party really enjoys his food. It shifts into him getting the Fenrir. He realizes he's got to support the Fenrir. Then it turns into going to this other place, gaining access to the locations. I have to join a guild, merchant guild, adventure guild, selling merchandise, gaining materials. It constantly shifts it. So it's never just about cooking food. Now, the only problem that I see in it so far, and this is a personal thing. This is me. Purely me. I'm not a foodie person. I am starting to get fatigued with the cooking scenes. So when the cooking scenes come up, I'm skipping. Like, I get the urge to skip forward, get past the food stuff. Because I'm tired of seeing him cook over and over and over again. And yes, I know that's a thing. It's not my thing. So, the dog looks bad. He's not that bad. He looks alright. I know he's probably bad for somebody from a Mappa's perspective. It's a lot better than most dogs, and he's not CGI. Sizzle them steaks, bro. I notice often similar shows come out with a similar period. For example, Realist Hero and Genius Prince come almost in the same season, but Genius Prince is better as an anime. Yeah, it's a trend thing. They're banking on trends, and sometimes it really gets scary how similar they are. The prime example we always give is Astra Score and Chivalry Fell Knight. Chivalry Fell Knight was amazingly better. So, the message, Revenger is C. It's not done anything crazy for me yet, but I am, like, hyper keeping an eye on it just for Generabuchi. So, it probably is better in a C or B for me, but I'm waiting on it. Anyways, so that said, I'm not a foodie person. I am enjoying it. Not a crazy amount yet, though. So, that's, I think, where I set. Oh, it's what I expected. You're gonna throw it in a C or B. Yeah, like I said, it's probably a B. It's not doing anything to upset me yet. It's fine. I'm just waiting for the Generabuchi punch. So, all right, Genghis Slater, I'm gonna be chopping off here in a minute anyhow. So, thanks for dropping by, man. Anything I would change around? Let me think. So, onimai, these are all pretty solid up here. Put Vinland Saga there. I'm gonna put Kaina down here. It hasn't done anything. The world's amazing, but it's not really done anything outside of that. I think those are all good. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm fine with that. Get Outcast back to an A. Did I drop it down to B? I did. Well, there's an opening now, right? Gotta put it back in. No, I'm fine with B. I'm fine with Outcast and B. Like I said, I think it's not doing anything overall incredible. I just really like the whole chemistry of the main two characters. Andrew makes Sugar story after 80,000. After 80,000? Oh, Sugar Apple over here? No, it's not better than all those other ones. I'm not sold on that yet. A little sad that the other better show is Building Kingdom are not made because of low popularity of both show. Otome Game show really start to become more common. So many shows. Yeah, so you wish that more Building the Kingdom type stuff would get popular rather than Otome Game. And I do think that there's a lot of trends that happen. I think we were talking about earlier. I'm okay with trends. And that's really come from perspective of somebody that tries to watch a lot of shows. And I know that's really daunting for people that don't watch a lot of shows per season. That is really frustrating when you see a lot of the same thing. And then you end up wasting your time trying to figure out which one's the better one to spend your time on. That's like earlier this season, I think actually somebody in the chat earlier, I forget who it was mentioning the fact that they had like 3 like sugar women shows, like sugary female character type shows. Angel, Next Door, Spoiling Rotten, Kubo, and Ice Guy, I think. And they pretty much came to the conclusion of like, well, which one am I gonna drop? And that's kind of what it turns into. I have these 3 shows has the perfect waifu character, and that's the focus, is how beautiful they are. you end up having to choose one because you don't want to sit there and spend time with all these. It's too much, and it feels too samey that you end up picking one. And that's the problem with having so many shows in a season, is that people are having to pick to focus on one and remove the rest. And that sucks for, I think, those shows to not get enough attention. Same for magical, when there was like a huge popularity of magic school shows. Same with the shows that are more of like the isekais. We end up kind of choosing which one we want in the end. And it sucks that everything else kind of gets left out of the picture. Yeah, Kubo solved that issue. It'll just be next season, right? Next season we'll have Kubo again. It's what happened with Isekai. It's what happened to magical schools when that was big. It's what happened to mechas when that was big. It happens with the last big spurt of, like, when we had basically a ton of harem shows. Club shows. We had a club show period. I started making a document at some point where I was going to go through like all those types of genre or popularity boosts. Gosh, what the name of it? There's a name of it. There's a name for it. Trends. We've had a lot of trends in the past. I think Isekai is probably the one that stuck around the most, obviously. But Otome game, yeah, and Otome game seems to be one that's coming out right now. It's not quite there, but it does seem like we're at least getting one Otome game show per season, at least. It's about time too. For example, work a lot during the day. When I get back from work, I can watch 2 or 3 of the most if I can. Yeah. On a side note, can everyone go support Mayu so we can get season 2? Mayu was good. I enjoyed that one. It wasn't. I hated the ending. Like, the ending was super source material bait, though. I hated it. Here's the round table with 1 million named characters. The only one I've read in the manga beforehand was Ice Guy and a cool colleague, so I didn't even bother with Girl Next Door or Kubo. Was the manga pretty solid though? Like, overall, does it get repetitive? That's my fear of it right now. Yeah, up to the volume 20 of Mushoku Tensei. I'm missing just 3, and they're supposed to ship 7 and 9 for me, and I'm just waiting for those 2, and then I'll just need 3. So I'm jealous that you have 3. Waiting, Otaku Spirit will throw Psycho Omyoji above Handyman Saito. I mean, come on. This Isekai's top 1, but people sleep just because it's just strong MC Isekai trophy. I enjoy it a lot. After Villainous in 2020. Yeah, I think Villainous was the first time we really... Was there anything before then for Otome games type stuff? I mean, there's Otome game animes, but like the whole trapped in Otome game type of thing. I don't think there was. Mecha starts in 1950. Well, no, I don't mean when it started, but when it was like literally. We had a lot of mechas back in the day. They were trying to follow Gundam's like popularity, but then at some point it kind of turned into probably once every other season. But I'm talking like here recently when you could really feel the trends because everything was it. Because there was so many shows per season. And yes, we had a period of time, I think in the 2000s, where suddenly out of nowhere we had like 5 mecha shows in a season, which is insane. Which is what we're getting now with Isekais. So it's like, yes, I could technically have the trend go way back there to like the 80s and the 70s and 50s. But I don't think I'll go that far back because I'm looking at trends as in a large quantity. And it's really hard to see trends when everything was doing one thing back in the day when we had like maybe 1 or 2 shows a season. I have a video that explained the origin of the Otome game. Could post it, and very good one. Yeah, I could post it on the Discord if you have access to Discord. Do you foresee something overtaking Isekai for genre dominance in the near future? I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to do with Reincarnated right now. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but it does really feel like just the Reborns and Reincarnates, not the Isekais, are starting to become a lot more prominent. I don't like that because I don't like them. Discord, yeah, if in the description there's a link to a Discord if you have access to Discord. I'm not sure if you use Discord. But no, we talked a while back about what we thought about what would possibly take over from isekais. We did have a growing trend of the teasing girl, but I don't think it's gonna. I think teasing girl is going to be very prominent. I think we're probably gonna get to a point where we'll have at least maybe 1 or 2 teasing girls per season, because I think the teasing girl genre does 2 things. 1, it's very appealing, and 2, it sells figures and merch. I kind of hope that we can eventually get a resurgence in sci-fi, but I don't know that we will. You do have to kind of consider that a lot of trends are based on popularities of other things. The reason why mecha was so huge back in the day is because people were so starbound. We had a period of time in our history where we had like space travel happening and people were excited about space. And you know why we stopped having space operas and space dramas, Legends of Galactic Heroes, stuff like that? It was huge. Like, we used to have nothing but space shows. So many space shows. We stopped having them because people got bored of space. And, yes, overall in all entertainment, everybody got tired of space. Like, nobody cares about space anymore. And again, that reflects in every other medium. Mankind got bored of space. And I think what happened with, at least with anime and manga and light novels, is once people got bored of space, they started looking into other worlds. Our world's so boring. Our universe is boring. We've technically looked out really far. We've noticed nothing's up there. We realized at some point we've scoped out enough into space, and we realized that we can't travel that fast, so we're never going to see anything out there. We got bored of it. And so we started to look into other worlds. And I think that's why things like isekai started to get more popular, because then we realized our world and our universe is boring. Let's look at a different world. That's much more interesting. And again, isekais, technically, you can do whatever you want with that other world and that other universe. So, what the popular teasing girls series are you are still unadapted at this point? I don't know. I one of these days hope to start to get into more source materials and start to peruse more crazy stuff outside of anime. But for now, I don't have the time. Maybe after I finish Mushoku. Get that top 10 2016 edition. I have it recorded. I just need to post it. Brandon's gonna keep on top of me until I post that. Like I said earlier, I've pretty much finished all my first impressions. I will be doing a video on Onmyoji. I will be doing one on Malevolent Spirits Monogatari. I might do an Iceman. I don't think I will, though. I still want to watch these shows right here. I might do impressions on them. I'm not sure at the moment. But... And then I need to get to watching Season 3 of Bungo so that I can watch this season. I need to watch Record of Ragnarok. And then I think after that's all done, I will be pretty caught up on stuff. And I will be only sparsely covering shows on a weekly basis. And at that point, I will be finally able to do a lot of side projects, finally. And so, yes, I will be working on the 2016 one, getting that put up, and work on some other stuff like my shows you may have missed, which I haven't done one of those in a while, too, and people enjoy those. So I'll be able to do a lot of more side project stuff. So hopefully here going forward in the next week, I'll be able to get a lot of side stuff done. More variety than just first impressions, which I've been stuck in for this entire month. So, yeah. But my main priority right now is every week I have to get Mushoku Monday done. That is, like I said, for those that are not not watching my Mushoku Mondays, Mushoku Mondays has literally become my most, it's become my baby. Like it is the thing that I look forward to every week. Of everything I do every week, that is the thing that gives me like the most fulfillment. And so I'm prioritizing that. So everything else comes after that. So that's number one priority. Onimai, Magical Revolution, and Eminence Weekly. I'll probably try to do some other stuff as well later. News episodes. And then after that is pretty much all kind of side topic stuff like Topless and what was I mentioning earlier? Something else. Something else is up there. So yeah, those are my priorities right now, and I'll adjust as we get some other stuff going. So yeah. Anyways, I should call it. Besides having to rush out and tend the wound, I have been sitting way too long. But it was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed my tier list. I'm a little bit sad because this is way too many that I haven't watched, and I feel really bad that I didn't. But again, literally, these are the only ones that I'm actually going to watch. The rest of this stuff, I probably never watch. I do want to watch this, the Grand Order one, but yeah. They post the video in the right channel. I don't know. I don't have Discord up. I don't think I even have it launched. Which channel did you put it in? Do you have a name of a channel? I totally forgot what we were posting in there. I know that we told you to go in there and post something, but who's Super J? Is somebody Super J? I don't like accepting people. I don't know who they are, but if it's Super J, if I know Super J, I'll add you. Oh, you posted in the YouTube channel? Yeah, repost it. The YouTube channel is for the Otaku Spirit content. So yeah, just post it in anime. But yeah, I love Colleen stuff. Like, she's one of the few content creators I actually watch. Yeah, just delete that one and repost it in the anime channel. No, D4DJ. No, I haven't watched the first season. I kind of do want to watch it, but I just haven't got a chance to watch it yet. We have plenty of people in the Discord, or just you, that talk about D4DJ. Anyways, I appreciate you guys dropping by. It means a lot to me, guys. It was a lot of fun talking to y'all. Like I said, I kind of felt bad. Good now? I don't know. Let me see. Peachy, that works, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys dropping by. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys. Like I said, I kind of felt bad a couple weeks ago when I wasn't able to talk to anybody. But I think next week, should I do? I'll think about, if you guys have any suggestions, well, just shoot me a message. But I think I have a couple things lined up for next week's live, but it's a lot of fun. So yeah, that was the kind of the issue with it. That was the same problem I had with Bang Dream. I love the first season of Bang Dream, but then when they switched to the CG, I was like, it's not bad. It's okay CG though. I'm just glad I'm enjoying Magical Evolution. I think that was the one that had the most hot takes against me about liking it that much, but I love it every single week, so it's hard for me not to love it. So anyways, appreciate you guys dropping by. You'll have a fantastic night and a great week, and yeah, take care.